We'll be right back. Be doing a thing for Zane tonight, but I don't know if alright, I'm gonna do it for you, Zane. He's a friend of ours at TAFE. TAFE, Zane.
Yes, Zane.
Alright, so this is episode
72.
Stop laughing, David.
72.
This is episode 72 of the Infra-Red podcast, and tonight we have Joan and the Jets on.
Joan and the Giants, but close.
Sorry. Oh,
That is a way more famous band.
sorry.
I mean, I do love rock and roll, but you know.
It's happened before. It's actually happened before. It's so amazing.
I'm so sorry.
Don't be sorry.
So
Oh
Grace
my God,
and
that's
Aaron.
so funny.
So, how you guys going?
Going really well.
What a start.
Call me Jet. We're actually going really well. We've had a busy week and we've been recording all day in the studio. So it's just so nice to be here. This place is amazing.
No,
Thank you.
It's so sick.
It's cool.
It's all my
It's a work in progress.
my manly dreams. This room.
Yeah. Aaron's a big Joe Rogan fan, so this is just like the best thing ever. This is amazing.
Thank you so much.
So cool.
It's a lot.
It seriously is so cool.
So you guys are in a band, huh? So how did you guys get into the band? Let's get this ball rolling.
Oh my goodness.
Like, what have you guys been playing instruments your whole lives, or
I've been playing. I kind of grew up with a very musical dad and a very musical brother, and my whole family likes music, so that was a vibe. And then I kind of like 9, 10, 11, I started like branching out and finding my own stuff, like Linkin Park, Blink-182, Metallica,
the good stuff,
all that stuff.
Yeah.
Then I started playing guitar when I was like 11. Pretty much.
Aaron, you need to stop doing this. You keep bumping me with your chair.
My bad.
Move your chair.
How did you start music, Grace?
I think I sung more as a child than I spoke, to be honest.
Okay. That's pretty
It probably
cool,
annoyed everybody who was around me. But my mum's a musician. My aunties are all musicians. Or I just come from a family who love music on one side. The other side are all lawyers, but very different.
Oh, wow.
But my mum's side are all musicians, and I just grew up in a family that
Even the
always
other side love music.
They love music. Yeah. But yeah, I just grew up in a family that was always singing. Like it's hilarious. Our family gatherings are just all 3-part harmonies, and
That's
so
awesome.
much fun. I don't know how you deal with it.
I don't know.
It's
I just
so
like,
funny.
I can't sing a lick, so it's really annoying seeing people that can sing around me. You know?
We love it. Christmas is just welcome to Christmas.
Very nice.
So good.
That's just a taste.
That's just a teaser. But yeah, I just grew up with it. Absolutely love it. My mum was a big influence. She always had such amazing artists on, just a lot of country music, because I grew up on a farm in the bush down south, which was a wonderful upbringing on a farm. But yeah, just always surrounded by music.
I have to agree with that. Like, growing up in the country,
Love it.
I don't know. People that are watching right now might contest it, but the country's the way to go. Like,
Country's the way to
100%.
go.
It's just quiet.
So much
It's
fun.
quiet,
No range, so you're not always on like technology. Not that we had it as a kid.
No,
But like it's good.
this is crazy. My niece is like 13 and she's on her phone 24/7.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine that.
And it's just like this. Everyone's doing it these
Yeah.
days. Like I
They're addicted.
was complaining to Damo the other day because every day I catch the train to go to TAFE, right? I sit there and just look around like everyone's on their phone.
It's like, hello.
Just live in the moment. Like,
I
what are you guys
know.
doing?
and then you realize I'm on my phone too, so I'm a part of the problem.
Yeah. Nah, Alex is there just be like, hello everybody, what do you want to talk about today?
Weird. Like I literally get this anxiety when I don't have it. It's so weird. It's not good.
It's not good.
Elon Musk, when he was on the Joe Rogan episode, actually put it in a really good perspective where it's like humans are almost on their way to being cyborgs in a way.
Yeah.
Because it's like
Robots.
you can't leave your house without your phone. If you want to like Google Maps, like, if you want to go somewhere, you gotta type it in. If you want to listen to music, you want to get in contact with people. If you leave without your phone, how do people contact you?
Oh, it's actually scary. I mean, as a kid, I remember until I was like 13 or 14, I would go to the city with my dad to do a delivery of some farm produce, and I would have to physically look in the map and like do the whole like, DA thing and find the location and be stressing for 2 hours being like, I don't know what street we're on. It was just a different way of life, and I actually really appreciate that. I really appreciate it.
So when did you guys move to the big city? And like, you're a country boy as well, right?
Yeah.
Aaron?
So I'm from a tiny little indigenous community just north of Broome called Beagle Bay.
Yeah.
I
Beagle
moved
Bay.
here. Yeah. Hey.
Ooh, shout out.
Hey. Hello, from Beagle Bay.
Shout out to the guys watching.
I moved
300 of them?
Yes, less, bro. 250. Hey, and I know every single one of them, just about. No, yeah. I moved to Perth when I went to high school. I went to boarding school at Aquinas, so that's
At
got me.
Aquinas? I don't think I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's in Salter Point, like next to Como.
Okay.
It's just this school.
It's like an old boys
Nice.
boarding school.
Yeah.
Yeah, one of those.
Which was great.
We love that.
No, it was actually great. I loved it.
Yeah.
Super into sport and stuff, so it was good for me.
How was it the first year though? You cried a lot.
I did.
Get under your bed.
The first week, no, the first 3 weeks, it took me 3 weeks to get out of there.
To get out of under the bed.
Because moving from a place of like 250 people, dude,
That's it.
there
It's
was
a big
like
city.
1,250 people at my
Scary.
school. You know, it was pretty crazy. But
Yeah.
Big move.
I cried, and then I moved home, and then I came back in term 2, and I was like, sick. This is cool.
Yeah, this is where I want to be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because of
So-
footy. You had footy.
It was because of footy.
Yeah.
For sure. I didn't really like play a lot of music in like at school. I played a lot of guitar and stuff, but I wasn't like trying to write songs and stuff. That kind of happened after school when footy kind of fell through.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I met this lady.
This lady over here.
And then, so, what about you guys?
I also went to boarding school. I think because it was just family tradition to go to this school, and it was in the city. And it was also hard to move away from home, but I also really enjoyed it because I just love performing in the arts, and I was really into drama massively and acting. And so when I went up to high school, I just did every single play. Mostly played men in the plays.
Really?
I was always cast as men.
I can see
So
that.
it says
I
a
can
lot
see
about
that.
me.
I can see that.
Yeah, but I actually had so much fun. One time I played a horny old man, which is really inappropriate. I don't know why they put on this play. It was so gross.
Horny
It was
old
such
man.
a gross play.
And was it an all-girls school?
Yeah, so I also went to an all-girls school.
Yeah,
Not
that's,
that you went,
that's
yes.
a bit odd to put it into play.
I
Like,
know, but it was such a weird play, and I played this disgusting horny old man, and I was so good at it, like really good at it. That was my best character yet. But yeah, and then I played the mayor of Whoville, Horton Hears a
That's
Who.
a good role.
That's
Yeah,
not
it's
bad.
pretty good.
That's a great
Susa
role.
Cool the musical. That was fun. But yeah, I had so much fun.
Are we just going to go through your IMDb page? Is that the vibe?
So much fun.
She also appeared in.
And then after school, I was a bit lost, and I went home to the farm for a year, which was actually really hard because it was just so isolating. I was so used to being around all my friends and around, theatre and music. And I went home for a year, and I was just absolutely miserable.
Whereabouts was the farm? Like you said, down south.
Yeah,
right?
it was near Williams,
Oh,
kind of on the way
wow.
to Albany, near Quindanning, that kind of area.
Okay.
It's a beautiful
Oh, yeah.
spot. It's not too far away, but like it is when you live there all the time. And so the year after school was really tough, and I used to kind of come up to Perth every week and stay on my friend's floor when she was at college, and she was at college with Aaron. And so she was just like, you've got to meet this guy. He plays guitar. You're going to love him.
He's a hunk.
He's a hottie.
He plays footy.
Yeah, he's a footy boy.
Yeah, I did play
Footy boy. Yeah, exactly. He's a footy boy.
Oh boy, the glory days.
Oh, the glory days. And then I was like, I guess, I'm up for meeting. I'll meet this guy. And she was like, oh, he's here. Pushed me into a room with him. He had an electric guitar that wasn't even plugged in. And she was like, all right, you two, this is Grace,
Have
this is
fun.
Aaron. And then she was like, play a song. We didn't even speak. She was just like, play a song. And so
That's really cute.
it was so awkward though. Like we didn't even communicate. And he was like, okay. And then we just played, what was it?
Lego House.
Lego House by
How
Ed
could you forget?
Sheeran.
Oh, wow,
How
okay.
could I forget?
Yeah.
Oh God, it was so
know.
awkward.
But that's a really good way to meet each other.
It was
That's-
pretty
that's-
cute.
Yeah, that's
And then I
very
left the
cute.
room.
Very first time.
You left the
I was like,
room.
bye, I'm out of here.
Then we kind of just hung out the whole year and didn't really start writing songs until
Oh, we wrote a few.
yeah, but
Little
they
bit.
weren't. They were like really, really awful.
Yeah, they were really bad.
And then I came back because I moved back home because I didn't like uni. So I moved back home for a year just to like find out what I actually wanted to do.
And did you leave Grace in
yeah,
the city?
literally, I was about to say he left
I
me.
did.
So as soon as I started, because Aaron and I are together, and as soon as I started liking him, he literally was like, "Bye, Felicia," and he went up to
Classic me.
Beagle Bay and left me alone, and I was just totally just shook because it was the first time I kind of liked someone, and it was weird though because we kind of spoke on the phone a lot. Like we would speak for like every night, all night, 10 hours a night. Like we would sleep on the phone and just talk all the time and write songs on the phone. And it was actually a really nice way to get to know people.
it's a rom-com.
It's a nice way.
rom-com.
It was really sweet. It was a nice way to get to know Aaron.
That's really cool though.
really
That's
lovely.
awesome.
Yeah.
That's really awesome.
All by the phone. And then when I remember when he got back to Perth, I saw him in real life and his voice didn't sound like how it did on the phone. And I was like, who are you?
It's
I don't know
it's
who you
the same
are.
guy.
Yeah, it was bizarre.
And then,
It's
so
weird.
how did you segue into, like, were you guys in a different band before, Joan and the Giants? Or?
Yes.
We won't say a name, but yeah.
Okay, yeah.
No,
Good question.
I moved in with a bunch of friends, and Grace would live there but not pay rent.
Oh, okay.
I couldn't afford rent. I was so broke.
She was going to TAFE doing a diploma of music or something like that, and halfway through it, I decided to go too, and then that's when we formed this duo thing. Like, it was a folk duo. We formed that, wrote a few songs together.
That were terrible,
Yeah.
terrible songs. But, you know, you have to start somewhere.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah.
And we've been doing it ever since, just
Okay.
gradually, you know. The name change came about 2 years ago.
And then did you
Joan
guys
Giants.
add people to your band
Yeah.
and stuff like that? So how
Yeah.
many people are in your band? And like,
Well, we've kind of gone through. It's interesting with the whole local music scene because you kind of like you get people who join your band and then they go do other things or they might move away or you know lots of things happen.
life happens in a way. Yeah.
Exactly. And so we were really struggling for a long time to find members who were just going to stay and who would really be our band. And then we found the sweetest guy in the whole world, Riley, our drummer.
Shout out to Riley.
We love Riley so much. And he just like joined wholeheartedly. Like when he was in and like started coming up with ideas and bringing drum parts in. And that was years ago. He joined three years ago.
3 years ago, like 2 weeks ago.
Yeah,
So crazy.
celebrating our anniversary with Riley. And then we found we were looking for a bass player when we had this big festival on, and we were just like, we don't have a bass player, and we put up like an add-on band mix, which is a really dodgy. Well, I shouldn't say it's dodgy. It's probably amazing.
It's actually awesome.
Yeah, it's awesome. It's awesome. But
the
for
best.
us, we didn't know it.
Sponsor us.
We didn't really know anything about it. But anyway, we put it up on Bandmix, and this sweetheart, this guy Liam, messaged us and was like, "Hello, I'd like to be in your band. Like, I'd
Yeah.
like to audition or whatever." And it's just we fell in love with him. So he's been our bass player ever since.
Weird dude, but we love him.
That's awesome.
We
though.
love him. You would love him.
And so how many songs have you guys released so far? And
Ooh.
yeah. Let's start off with that.
6 or 7? Six
Well,
or seven so
with
far.
this band,
All singles.
Yeah.
yeah. So we've only released. It's really interesting with music because you release a couple of singles and like it's quite a big process to record an EP or an album. So you kind of do a lot of singles. It's also really it can be expensive to go and record and things like that. It's a big thing. So we've released 6 singles so far, and we just released 2 a couple of weeks ago, like a dual single, which was really exciting, and did a big launch for that at the Rosemount the other week, which is fun. But yeah, 6 so far, and they're all about very different things. So
How do you guys go about creating a song? Like, is it like, because you know how some people like make music about like, you know, how they're feeling or the emotions or things that have impacted their life and like, you know, just everyday things in a way, but like, how did you guys do it?
that's exactly it, really.
I think, yeah, it's that.
Just answer my own
Sums
question.
it up.
Exactly.
Sorry.
You know what? I played the fifth. No, it's exactly like that. But I don't know. I think we've developed our style where we kind of write separately and then bring it together and then try and put the songs together. Whereas before we used to write everything together. But now I think we feel comfortable like writing separately and bring it.
Yeah.
Then we bring it into the band and they do their parts.
I've never heard of that. That's cool. Like,
Totally depends though. Like one of the next singles we're going to release, we wrote completely on the couch in like half an hour. We just
Yeah.
wrote that super quick. Other songs, like there's one song which we still haven't finished. It's been taking like 2 years.
Yeah.
We just can't finish it.
We probably won't.
We probably
finish
won't
it, to
ever.
be
It's
honest.
just out.
so then how come you got, how do you like not like how come you guys haven't finished it? Like what
It's just not.
It's a struggle. It's not happening.
It's
There's no
just the words,
inspiration.
yeah, that's the exact thing.
No inspiration for it. There's some, so all the songs that we've kind of released so far have actually all come in a really beautiful way. Like they've all come like maybe at 3 o'clock in the morning, sitting alone, like our most recent one, or they might have come when something really, you know, emotional and kind of heartbreaking has happened and we've kind of had to sit down and write about it. But they've all kind of been like very, not quick, but like the inspiration has come and we've written them. But with some songs, the inspiration comes and it might just be a verse and then it takes another like 6 months to write a chorus or something. It can be quite tricky.
Yeah.
So yeah, it depends on the
And
song.
I think the one that we're talking about, we kind of had the music all mapped out. And it's really hard for us to write to music because the music's already there. We kind of like having a melody and then putting everything around that.
Okay.
You know?
And we also like writing acoustically, like maybe with just the acoustic guitar or piano. Like one of our next singles that we're going to release. Ooh, very exciting.
Yeah.
Very exciting.
Infra-Red first.
Exactly, Infra-Red first.
Goss.
The Goss on Infra-Red. I wrote this song just one night at really early in the morning because my friend had just gone through something horrific. And I was just like just really emotional. I didn't really know what to do about it. And so I just sat down and I just wrote this song. And it hasn't really changed much since then, apart from structure-wise in the studio. But yeah, some songs are just there and it's like they're almost around you and you kind of just have to reach out and take them. It's really interesting.
It's weird. It sounds corny, but it's literally like that.
Literally.
It's like there's some inspiration that happens or something like happens to you and then you just like end up writing about it. And you try and make it as poetic as possible.
That's hectic because it's like because you know, obviously me being a DJ and like interviewing other DJs who have like produced and it's just like one person. It's like, oh, I just like spent 3 months just like trying to put this together, and it's like it's, you know, it's so cool like being able to like all come together and actually like create something that will work. Because like I was gonna ask like, so when it comes to like the bass player and then what was the other
the drummer
and the drummer as well, like do they come to like they just like rock up and be like, okay, I've got this idea and got, you know, let's do this and let's do that, and then
we're definitely starting to write more cohesively as a band.
Yeah,
those boys are having some great ideas.
Seriously,
I think me and Grace are somewhat control freaks sometimes, so
somewhat.
I think we're starting to open.
That's fair though.
open doors for different things to happen and different ideas. So I think
we're starting to be
definitely growing up.
Yeah, we are. We're starting to be a lot better. Like we used to be so controlling of the music and even the production of it all, and we've just started working with a new producer. And we're just kind of really like letting go of the leash. Like if he's like, all right, I want to cut this verse, I want to bring in a chorus here. We used to like literally cry and be like, no, like this is our song.
Like 4 months ago, I freaked out over something like that.
Aaron cried the last time this happened.
It's been a fast incline of like growing up.
It's really tough because you get really attached to the actual story of the song. But sometimes the story of the song, like, it's not working with production and it's not working with if you want to pitch it to radio and things like that. So a producer's there to be like, no, like just try it, cut this out. Come on, let's do it.
Yeah. Is that because it has to like fit their market in a way?
Sometimes. Yeah. I mean, other times like Mother, for example, one of the songs we just released, we didn't really care about how long it was. That's more about the emotion. But like in the end, we actually changed the structure because it suited the song.
Better.
It was better for the song.
So how long did it go for originally then?
Oh, like 5 minutes.
Like 5 minutes. It was like a minute intro, but we cut that to like a 5-second intro.
Okay. Yeah.
And then it's not really the length, it's more like, is this needed? You know? It's more that. Is this needed for the song to be what the song needs to be? And if it's not, then why is it here?
I think the guitar intro was more for you being like, I love this guitar intro.
Sounds like Wales. It's great.
It's still that, you know, like having the extended edit and then also having like, you know, the radio edit. Sometimes the extended edit can be so much better.
Yeah.
That's true.
I mean, we play it live with that whole huge intro leading up.
And you probably take the, you know, the audience on a journey in a way, right?
Yeah.
Like, so when you guys go to go play live and stuff like that, like what are some of the, you know, the troubles or like what's the biggest gig you guys have ever played to? You know?
We did this amazing gig in Broome, which was called Shinju Matsuri Festival, and we got to headline it, and we played to like 7,500 people. It was ridiculous.
Crap.
It was really scary.
And like
it was really tough.
Was that like one of your first gigs or like?
No, this was.
It was somewhat. It was in the first year.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But it was so incredible. It was like one of those gigs that you're like, as if this is even happening.
Yeah.
I had to count because we also played alongside the fireworks and I had to count them down. I had to be like, 10, 9,
I was
8.
like right on Cable Beach.
Yeah. It was
so
amazing.
like for New Year's or?
No, it was for this big.
They have this festival every year. It's like,
yeah, it was amazing.
Broome goes from like 3,000 people to 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 people just because of this festival. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's amazing.
Tourist season.
Go.
It's awesome.
That's so good.
I would go, man.
And did you guys get butterflies or like anxiety? And be like, oh my god.
Oh yes, I remember. Like,
every gig.
I was just freaked. I remember we were walking up on stage and I was just like, I actually couldn't feel my feet, my body. I felt like I was going to vomit. Like it was so hectic. But then, and also that was stressful because the sound kept cutting out in that gig to 7,500 people. And like every couple of songs or every couple of minutes really, it kept just cutting out and then coming back in.
Really?
So I just had to be like, I don't know what I'm singing, but I'm just going to keep singing.
Yeah. Wow. So that was just a technical
issue.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
Just the dew, you know, from the water.
Yeah.
A lot of like spray and stuff like that.
Okay.
And my piano, I had to play a solo song and my piano was soaked. And I just remember I was just like praying my fingers wouldn't slip off the keys because it was just all these people. And I was like, I'm like literally on a drenched piano right now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it was full on.
But we played like Nanup was a highlight this year for us. Nanup was amazing.
Yeah, Nanup's it's a pretty cool place.
It's so cool.
Because I'm from Busselton, so I used to go to
Oh.
Nanup. Like my parents own a security business, so we'd actually go install alarms there all the time.
What?
Like just around the country and stuff like that.
That's awesome.
And Nanup's, it's a pretty.
It's a beautiful.
It's a homely little place.
Have you been to the festival, the music festival?
No,
Hey,
the
Phil
Blues
Morris.
Festival apparently is huge though.
It's amazing. It might be the music festival. It might have used to have been a blues one, or maybe Blues at Bridgetown or something like that.
Oh yeah, it might be the Bridgetown one. I
Yeah,
think,
that's awesome.
But then that they get big artists and stuff like that through there, don't they? I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure.
Nanup Music Festival is amazing.
Hey, Damie, can you look that up?
Look it up, Jamie.
Nanup Festival.
This one?
And I was going to say quickly as well.
Yeah, that's
you know
the one.
the bottle of wine that we got given by our guest
Yeah.
last week. Would you be able to go and grab that?
Yeah, of course.
Thanks, Damien.
Damie.
Damie.
As soon as you walk in, it's with the liquor cabinet.
Thanks, Damien. I'm saying Damien instead of Damie.
Put your head in, Damo. So then, like, do you guys have like jam sessions and stuff like that to try and
Totally.
and then so
It's
how
also a way of writing songs for us.
Yeah.
because my brother's in a band. I was gonna say like that's how he used to do it, where he just like hang out with his mates and just like, okay, let's just start with a guitar riff and then go from there.
Yeah.
It's a great
Like,
way to do it.
How
Yeah.
does it work for you guys?
We've written a few songs like that. Just
Really?
And literally they've stayed the exact same.
We actually
From
wrote.
writing them to
Sorry, babe, I'm interrupting you.
from writing them to playing them. Yeah, like it's. I feel like we've played together so long as a band that we kind of know what we're gonna do. So yeah, it's really good. We jam all the time.
Because isn't that like also a big thing where it's like you guys got to kind of feed off of each other in a way? And
Yeah.
it's
It's
like
all
when-
about chemistry.
It's
Yeah.
knowing.
Yeah.
It's knowing what's this person thinking before he actually plays the part too. You know, like.
Yeah.
But musicians do that. Like musicians do that. I could jam with a lot of any musician, and then we'd like vibe off each other in a way. You know.
Because that's what it's like, you know, as I said, like for me being a DJ, it's just like I just go off and play other people's music. But then it's like being in a band, it's like, you know, come on, bass player, like come on, like
Yeah.
It's all about the
get
vibe.
into the groove. like,
Yeah.
that's it, yeah.
Oh, legend.
It
Thank
really
you, Damie.
Got your red. Thanks, Damie.
That is delicious, by the way.
It really helps that we're all such good friends. I think because I don't know.
I think though,
We all like each other a
the
lot.
reason why we're such good friends is because like in 2019 we toured relentlessly.
Okay.
So we played over 100 shows in 2019.
Holy crap. Okay.
It was actually the most exhausting but really beautiful year. Like it was
Yeah.
amazing. And I really appreciate, especially because of 2020 with COVID, like I really appreciate 2019. But yeah, we played over 100 shows. We did a lot of really shit shows. I'm allowed to swear because they were so many horrendous shows. But like that also made us so much closer because we just had so many funny memories. Like,
And if you're thinking it's your show, it's not. We love you. We love playing your show. It was great.
oh no,
These
this is all
It's mostly the cover stuff
out
that
in
we did.
Nabalboop.
We did
Yeah.
a few cover stuff that was just like soul crushing.
Yes.
Because you want people to listen to
Yes.
your own songs, and then like you play "Go Your Own Way," and everyone's like, "Oh my god, this is awesome."
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, we know.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fleetwood Mac
Yeah.
wrote it.
They're great. Thanks.
are we allowed to say venues on this podcast?
No.
Okay, we're not allowed to. That's fine.
Yeah, well, you can if you want.
Oh.
It just
I won't say the
depends.
venue, but we did go out and do some rural shows, and some of them were very interesting.
Especially if you're a lady.
Yeah, so I am a lady, and going out to some of these rural towns, you know, into very dodgy bars, which we played. Like we played a couple of skimpy bars, doing like Thursday, Friday, Saturday gigs. We would play like 15 gigs in four days,
Wow.
15 shows. It would be ridiculous on my voice. I don't know how I actually did. It was like rock and roll, heavy stuff.
Holy crap.
And just like every time we played Blink 182, a fight. There'd be
Yeah.
like a fight that would
Yeah.
break out.
I actually liked it. I was like, man, I feel like I'm 13 again. This is sick.
Holy crap.
Yeah, it was hectic. It was a very hectic venue, and just some of the commentary. And I had amazing guys behind me, so I always felt really safe with them. But
That's
God,
good.
it's
But
not
so
good.
so you'd be playing and there'd be skimpies walking around kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
They
were beautiful.
They were amazing.
We loved them.
We love them so much. But
That-
Yeah.
It's just it's
They're
more the
awesome.
dudes there, hey, that are
yeah,
just
of
like
course.
Yeah.
It's
such,
always
such dicks.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, the tradies
Kids.
that just knock off work or whatever and they're just like, you're just going to go stare at boobs.
Like literally, this is probably one of the worst days of my life. I found out that my granddad died in the morning, on a Saturday morning. I was just like so miserable, and it was the worst day. I was just crying for like 9 hours straight, and then I get up on stage 8:30 p.m. at night, and the first thing someone says, I get up on stage, it's the first set 1, not even set 4, and some guy goes, "Show us your tits."
Oh my God.
And I remember just this is the bravest moment. I remember just being like, whoever said that, fuck you.
Good.
I know.
Good. Like,
Sorry, I shouldn't say this.
No,
live,
that's good though.
but
Like,
this is inspirational because that's the first time I stood up for myself.
Yeah, exactly. That's what you need to do. Like,
my care factor was 0 that day.
But like, if anything like that happens, you should stand up and just be like, "That's not on. Like, we're not about that.
Exactly.
Get out of here." Like,
100%. It's just
I'm never
terrible.
going to that town again. Like,
Never. That was like
I've been so many times because it was good money, man. Like real good money.
Yeah.
But it's just like kind of selling your soul for the money.
Selling your soul.
Ways, you know.
So I've said that on different podcasts as well. Where it's like, if I go and play a gig and I have to play Dancing Queen every single Friday, Saturday, Sunday, well, it's what I have to do.
It's a great song though.
Because you're a girl. For me, it's like every week, it's just week in, week out, like, and it's
Dancing Queen.
But for me, I'm just like, it's all about seeing people smile and have fun, having fun and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
And even though I have to play other people's music, like, I mean, that's what a DJ does, but it's just like playing the same cheesy pop songs and stuff like that, seeing people like get into it. I'm like, well, you're creating memories in a way. Do you guys get much of that in a way? Like,
I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm talking a lot of smack about this particular venue we used to go and play, but like at the same time, that made us such a family, and we had so many fun times up there. Like, we would play Mario Kart after Mario Kart Wii or something, and we would like race up and play Wii, and then like run back and play like a set.
really?
We just had so much fun up
Mario
there.
Kart breaks. It's awesome.
So much fun. We were all very competitive, and it was just I don't know how we're all still alive.
I think
Like
you don't want to be in a room when we're playing something together.
No, it just screams.
It's not good.
Terrific.
Especially Riley.
Oh, he's competitive. We're competitive. Let's get real.
Yeah.
I was going to say though, like doing 100 gigs in like a year, that's amazing. Like, how did you manage to like secure gigs like that? You just email different pubs and venues?
Do it. It's emailing. It's like getting booking agents to book them for you. But it was literally just like, we need
and
to
taking
get
every single gig.
Yeah. That's what it is. Taking every single gig. We need to like play and trying to get good live. So we're just gonna play as much as we can live.
I think that's how you get good
mindset
live.
behind it.
Like that. I mean, it's just being relentless, like, and just playing, and I think that's also building chemistry with the band and kind of creating that family and
And we probably played like what 10, 11, 12 gigs this year, max.
Oh, really? Gosh.
Yeah.
Oh, it's only the start of the year, but
It's already like.
What month are we in?
Oh, we're in
It's nearly end of April.
Oh no!
Almost crazy.
I keep thinking it's like January. Like, yes, January. That's so crazy. Far out.
But it's so good though, because like doing 100 gigs in 2019, the networking, the possibilities, the people you meet, right?
Yeah.
Because like it wouldn't have been at the same venue, right? You like did quite a few
Lots
venues,
of
right?
venues, yeah.
That's true. Yeah. We
really true.
And it's
did
just
meet a lot of venue managers and stuff like that.
Exactly,
that we're
yeah.
friends
And
with.
great friends. Like we made all our best mates in 2019 who are all musos. Shout out to like Green Pools,
Everyone.
King Ibis, Stacey Ann, don't know,
Ceci.
Freehand, Cecilia Brandolini, like
oh,
so
wow.
many amazing.
This sounds like
They're all
They're all
make
amazing.
appearances.
Everyone needs to come on this podcast. Yes.
Please, if you're watching, guys, like, want more bands.
Yeah, but it was a great year for that, and just meeting people and getting a bit more confidence, because actually when we first joined the music industry, it wasn't easy. Like it was really, and I think it's important to talk about this because a lot of people might see us now and be like, oh, you're doing these awesome shows and things like that, but we really struggled for a long time, and we felt really excluded for a long time, and it was tough. Like we didn't have any, we didn't really have any friends for a while in the music industry, and there were so many times I was like, I'm out of here. Like I just can't find my feet.
Well, it can be so toxic as well sometimes.
Yeah,
Where it's just like you just go and hang out with people, and they're just like, this is downright assholes. And you're like, what have I done wrong?
Yeah.
We haven't really found that thing.
Okay.
Because I think a lot of people we hang out with are like really nice people, but I think
That's good.
that
That's really
definitely-
good.
That definitely would
But you
happen.
didn't do as much
Definitely would
trying to go to like venues and meet people as I did.
Riveted with anxiety. Could
Yeah.
not meet people.
It was tough.
Thank you, Joe Rogan.
Yeah, Joe Rogan actually helped you a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess the hey Jamie.
Tag him in it.
Yeah, but I think for me personally, I tried to go out a lot at the start and go to everyone's gigs and try to meet people, and I just really struggled. But that I'm trying to like say that if you're a young band like coming out of TAFE and you're really struggling, like just keep going, because like there are such beautiful people and there are inclusive communities.
I think you have to just meet the people that are your people.
Yeah.
That's a big thing for us.
I was going to ask that question later on. It's like,
Who are your people?
It's just like, like when you're starting out, what's some good advice for new bands? And there you go. Like,
I just think it's like literally
if you really
don't stop.
love doing it, just do it. Hey, like that's the only thing.
And if you don't love doing it, get out.
that's it. That's what.
Like if you don't love doing it, suck it up, because a lot of
better
times
advice.
you don't love doing it, to be honest. A lot of times you don't want to play a gig and you have to play a gig because
yeah.
you got to play a gig,
That's probably better advice than what I said. Ignore what I said.
I mean,
Aaron's wise.
I'm like super burnt out from playing live gigs.
Yeah, it can be really exhausting. But like it's a massive payoff, you know, the excitement and the opportunities. Like, we got to play Nut Up Music Festival this year, and they gave us like a really amazing spot, like a nighttime slot on the amphitheater stage. And last year we went to that festival and said, like, that's our dream to play that slot. And we got to do that this year. And it's just such an incredible thing when you kind of see yourself like doing these things that you've always dreamt of.
That's it, ticking off things on your bucket list. You're like, well, I've done that now. That was pretty damn cool.
It's worth like all the tears and all the like the draining shows and the shows where you feel like giving up. Like it's worth it all. It really is.
And we're still like a small band in comparison to everyone else who's doing it. It's just like, if we can do it, anyone can do it, legit. Because we were like, you should hear our first songs that we wrote. It was pretty bad, man. Like pretty awful stuff. So
but don't say that. No, I mean, look where you guys are now. If you didn't write that music, you wouldn't. Like,
it's the journey.
Exactly, it's part of the journey.
It's the climb.
It's the climb.
Yeah, that's it.
Actually, Aaron always used to say this to me because I would get really disheartened because it kind of feels like with us, things are really like it's harder. Like we don't really get like we have to really work for the things that we get. And every time I'm just like, I don't think anything is gonna happen. Like I just feel like nothing's happening. Aaron's like, this is his quote. What's the quote? It's like,
oh, don't mess up my quote.
It's the journey.
That's my quote.
It's the journey, not the destination.
No, it's a marathon, not a sprint.
That's the one. It's
go.
A marathon, not a sprint. So that's the advice.
Well, that's it, yeah.
And that lactic acid's building up, and I'm hitting the wall. But you gotta keep going.
That's it. You just gotta keep going. Get back up on your horse and just keep riding.
There you go.
That's it. I actually ride horses, and I've fallen off a lot of times.
But you keep
And I
getting
don't
back
usually
up.
get back up. I do every time, especially like when you're out on the farm in the middle of whoop whoop, and you're like, I need to get back on this horse and get home. So you got to do it. Another metaphor.
There you go. You got to do it. Get back on the horse.
So what are some of the most hectic gigs you guys have ever played? Other than like, that one where you got told the guy to F off in a way, but like...
That was really hectic.
This one time when the Eagles won the grand final,
Please don't talk about that.
I got super wasted, obviously, because I'm an Eagles fan.
Oh.
And I ended up being on stage trying to hook up with Grace the whole time. So
As I was singing.
it was like mid-song, and I was like leaning into the mic and trying to like make out with her
It
in
was the
front of
most
everyone.
embarrassing gig of my whole life.
That's
like Aaron was
cute,
messing
though.
up every guitar part. Like nobody knew what they
It's
were
not
doing.
my fault the Eagles won.
It was so horrific.
If they lost, blame the Eagles, because if they lost, I wouldn't be drinking.
Well, that
They
would have
won.
been better.
They
Like
won.
Dom Sheed, why'd you have to click that last goal?
No, I went to a party and my friend immediately pours tequila down my throat. And I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm doing this tonight then.
And then I had to pay for it on stage. Aaron coming up to me, literally, I'm singing a song, trying to like pour my heart out, and Aaron's just on my face. Actually,
It was like, those things that
It's
infect
just so
people,
bad.
the alien things?
Yeah, that was you.
From Alien vs. Predator?
Yeah,
That's what it
yeah.
was.
Face hugger.
Yes,
that
it was
also,
the face hugger.
that also
That's
happened
exactly
in
what it was.
Kalgoorlie, but it wasn't you. There was one time
Oh, yeah.
in Kalgoorlie, I've said the town.
Girl tried to get with Grace.
This girl, literally, I was singing Dreams by Fleetwood Mac, and this girl gets up on stage and starts trying to make out with me in Dreams.
Just some
and I was
random
so
lady from the crowd.
confused. I was like,
It was the most insane thing
And
ever.
you're just sitting there like, what's going on?
and she was like
Well, what can I
grinding
do?
on me.
I was like, it's a girl.
Yeah, it's
like-
like, should I let her have it? Or?
Like,
What am I going to do?
Aaron was like, I can't like punch her in the face or kick her off the stage. Like, this is a woman, like a beautiful, small, tiny woman. I was like, what are you doing? And
She was an
I kept walking away from her. I kept like, moonwalking back. But she just kept following me around the stage. And eventually like the security guard came and pulled her off. But it was a
that's
terrible 2.5 minutes. I was like, I don't know
Shout
how to
out
sing
to that
Dream.
girl.
Yeah.
Shout out.
I saw her the night after and she just looked so embarrassed. I was like, it's fine.
That's
It's not
hilarious.
fine, but
So
moving on.
you said you guys have played like, Go Your Own Way and also things like Dreams and stuff like that. Then like, how often do you guys do cover?
never anymore. Thank
Never
goodness.
anymore?
Yeah, that's the stage of our
We
life.
haven't in like over like a year and a half, I reckon.
Yeah.
So like prior to COVID and then after COVID, just kind of like,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
all original stuff after COVID, pretty much.
It's because it's cover gigs are a really good way of income, and like people who love cover gigs, amazing. Do that
Our
like as
drummer
your job.
loves them.
Our
Riley
drum's
loves
obsessed.
them.
He loves
awesome.
it. But like for us, we find it really, really draining to do cover gigs. Like we find it like we just feel afterwards like a lack of inspiration, which is bizarre because you're singing amazing songs, but it can be really draining.
But it's not your music though.
Yeah,
anyway.
there's no inspiration.
Yeah, and it's kind of like then you go home and you don't want to play guitar and you don't want to like write songs because you've played 4 hours of it already, you know?
Yeah.
See, I was actually having this conversation with a mate about this the other day, where it's like I've got 32,000 songs on my laptop, right?
Whoa.
And so with that, there is so much music that I wish I could play out and about.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like in the Perth DJ industry, it's kind of honed down to about like 600, 700 songs in a way.
Wow.
Because it's all pop songs.
Yeah.
It's like unless you go to a drum and bass event, you go to a bar or a pub and you're probably going to hear Dancing Queen.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, this is so true. I mean, like there's some amazing indie venues like for DJs and for artists where you can just play whatever you want really.
Exactly,
but
yeah.
like I would be the girl at a club who's coming up to you being like, please play Taylor Swift.
So you're one of those girls.
I'm one of those
is.
girls.
Okay.
I would be that
I'm
girl.
also one of those girls. Not gonna lie.
I'm not going to tell you where I play then because I don't like Taylor Swift.
I don't think we can be friends anymore.
Have you heard Folklore? Folklore's the best.
Folklore is incredible. It's her new album. It's,
Okay.
I mean,
I'll have to
I don't,
check
if you're
it
into
out,
drum
I
and
guess.
bass, I don't know if you're going to love it.
No, I'm into everything. Like,
Oh, you'd love the new album, Folklore and Evermore are so poetic
Just
and so
Folklore.
incredible.
Evermore.
Okay.
No, Evermore's amazing.
All
Okay.
right.
Yeah, amazing. Shout out to Taylor Swift fans. They're out
then-
So many shout outs.
so many shout outs.
Would you say though, for like a band starting out though, like covers is kind, because it's like what I was going to say as well. It's like for me, right? The money is in playing things like Dancing Queen and playing like the commercial stuff, because in that way I get longer sets. You know, I get to do 6 hours on the weekend kind of thing, like 6 hour gigs. But then like when it comes down to it though, you know, if I go and play drum and bass, you'd only get like an hour slot or an hour and a half if you're lucky kind of thing. And then, you know, you can't survive off that.
Well, I think we definitely cut our teeth on cover gigs, like playing multiple a week as a band. You get so much tighter. Even though like you're like you're drinking, you don't care and all this stuff, you still become closer and become better musicians because of it, you know? And you're learning like the most iconic songs. It might be the same for you, I don't know, but musically you're learning the most iconic songs, so you're going to pick something up, you know?
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. No, I 100% agree with that, because from being able to play things such as like, you know, Iggy Pop and like Stone Roses and Cold Chisel and stuff like that, it's not, you know, the standard house format or standard drum bass or dubstep or whatever. It's analog recordings from way back in the day. So trying to mix that in, you learn how to actually just make those songs work with different stuff.
really
The more,
interesting. Yeah,
like,
it's
especially
really
starting
cool.
out, the more you can get out and do, like practice what you do, the better, I reckon.
I don't regret any of it. Like even all the terrible stories of where we used to play up in
Everywhere.
Kalgoorlie, everywhere, up and everywhere. Like I don't regret any of it because we learned so much and it was so much fun and it really brought us together. And like you do have bad gigs, but like it's nothing.
We have bad gigs now. Like,
yeah.
There's some original gigs that are just like, oh, that was terrible.
But you can't help it
yeah.
sometimes though.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with me. It's like I'll go play a gig and then I'll have some lady just like harassing me the whole night, and I'll do exactly what she wants, but she won't stop harassing me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
It's really tough.
It's more to do with our own
Sometimes,
playing
like,
sometimes.
that's it.
Like,
You're a perfectionist.
Me especially. I'm super like, if I miss one note, I'm just like, I'm going to think about that for the next week, you know?
The other
that's
day,
a good thing though in a way, because like
you don't want to live with me though.
No, the other day we did this festival called Wham Fest,
wow.
which was amazing. It's like a free festival in the city, loads of stages. Like they do such an awesome job. But Aaron was beating himself up because he started a song and it was in the completely wrong key for my voice, and I have to go straight in on this song, like singing. So I literally like came in on the song and I sung, and then I had to completely change the key, and it was just so bad, but like hilarious.
I thought about that for 2 weeks and then I forgot
so
about it, and now I'm
funny.
thinking about it again. So
But
not gonna be able to sleep tonight.
After the
Thank you.
gig, Aaron was like, I'm going home. I made this horrific mistake. Like he was so angry at himself, and sometimes you just have to like laugh it off.
I can't.
It happens.
But it's a good thing though, because then it's like when you go out and play, it's like instead of being a perfectionist in a way, you go out and you try and do the best you can.
Yeah.
Instead of just going, okay, like this is gonna be easy.
What happens, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. It's like, all right, I'm just gonna go play a gig and whatever happens. Like when you go out, it's like, okay, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, I'm gonna try and make this just work, and it's like I'll work the crowd and just like have a good time.
Yeah.
Well, then you walk off stage and like that was a fun gig.
Yeah.
Like, that was good.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's really tough when you like. We played a few interesting gigs this year. Last year, especially after COVID, because the first one was incredible. I literally cried. It was the most beautiful gig at Suburban Vibes that Suburban Vibes put on. It was amazing. Really, like, everyone was listening and everyone was crying. It was so beautiful. But then the gigs after that, some of them, everyone in the venue just wanted to catch up. So we'd be playing and everyone would just be like literally yelling and like talking.
Like,
and
hey,
those gigs are just like, what am I even doing here? Like sometimes, and they're original gigs. So even though you're playing original music, it doesn't mean that it's all like fun and dandy all the time. It can be really soul crushing when people are yelling like, get me a cigarette over the top, like, or something like that. You know?
You're just like, this guy.
This guy.
God damn it. Like, you get your cigarette later on or whatever.
Oh, it's just, or be like, oh, how's your mum? Like, you can hear it all.
But that's fair enough, though. They didn't see each other for like months and months.
It's fair enough until like 6 months after COVID, then you're like, all right, this needs to stop. Like, you're here to see an original gig.
That's the big thing we try to do at our shows. It's just like, if you want to talk, just go outside.
Yeah.
We love you.
I don't think we've ever said that.
We love you guys. Just go outside, though, you know?
I get really nervous to say that because, you know, I get nervous.
Ruin the whole vibe of the whole event, you know?
Like, you want it to be really beautiful and inclusive, and then as soon as you have to say like, hey, look, can you please like be quiet? It's just a super tough thing to say. Like, you kind of want audiences to do it. So if you're listening and you're an audience member at original shows, just have a listen. Just stop talking and listen. Yeah.
Well, that's the thing though as well. So if you pay an entry fee or buy a ticket to go see you guys kind of thing, you know, the whole idea is like you get to go see you guys play live. You don't want to interrupt halfway and just be like, how's your mum? Like,
yeah, exactly.
It's like, I paid $20 to ask how her mum was.
Well, it happens to the biggest artists, like Andrew McMahon, who's a massive Australian artist. She came to Perth and she played the Astor Theatre, huge theatre, amazing venue, lots of big audience capacity. And apparently everybody listened and sung along in the songs that they knew, but in the songs that they didn't, everyone was talking and being so rude. And she actually had to say, like, can you please be quiet?
But
like,
it's just so disrespectful.
It's so disrespectful. And she's a big Australian artist.
It's crazy because I don't think people realize how vulnerable you are. You're literally sharing pieces from your diary. It's weird and it sounds cheesy, but that's
it's the truth.
know?
Yeah, 100%. I can
especially
get
because it's like, it's hyper focused. You're hyper focused on doing things right, and you're hyper focused, and something can just pull you out of it where it's just like, oh, sick.
Well, that's exactly it, and that's the same thing. Like, I interviewed. I'm gonna use this guy for End of Time, like Gengar. This guy I met called Gengar, right? Jared, right? And he just goes underneath the name Gengar. He's a legendary Pokemon, right? So this guy who lives in Perth, he just loves to be called a legendary Pokemon. He put it in black and white where it's like, if you have a really bad week, right? And like, you know, so someone breaks into your car or someone passes away or this or that or whatever happens, when you go on stage, you got to put on the best face you can and you got to be there. You got to be friendly. You got to be nice. Like, bands might not get it as much. I don't really know, but you know, being a DJ, when someone's barking out like play a different song and hold their phone up, play WAP, and it's like, oh, you're shit and this and that. I mean, I don't get that often.
It's tough,
but it's like, you know, sometimes people are just drunk idiots and stuff like that. And if they ruin your night, you know, you kind of just still have
especially after a bad week, man. Like,
yeah, exactly. It's like, because you have to put your smile on. You have to put a smile on your dial and you have to go up there. And the thing is like, if you're a DJ or, you know, you guys are in a band and you guys go up there and you're not having fun, the crowd see that.
Yeah.
It's sometimes you're putting on there have been times when we've been having a really tough week. Like, I had to play multiple gigs that week and the week after my pop passed away. And one of them was our launch. It was like a really big thing for us because we're launching, people are coming to our show. And I think with me, the best way to deal with things is actually just to be really honest. Like at the launch, we put on a really like big, intense, you know, emotional show, and then at the end, I literally told everyone about my pop, and I was just bawling on stage, which it's just really
a beautiful moment
honest.
though, in a way. But was that at that pub you told the guy to?
No, that was a terrible incident of when that was just terrible. But it can be really beautiful at original shows when you can just be honest with people and be like, I've had a tough week, but thank you all for being here and thank you for sharing the space with us.
Well, that's what I wanted to ask as well. It's like, do you guys interact with the crowd in a way?
Yeah.
Because that's what I've realized from DJing for so long is like, you know, little things that I'll do is like, I'll put the tequila song on, right? And I'll run down to the bar and get 2 shots of tequila and then I'll go back to the DJ booth and when it hits tequila, like, take a shot.
Everyone's like, tequila!
And then people look and it's like, where the hell's, why is the DJ at the bar? Like, he's getting tequila. Okay. Like, what the fuck? Like, you know, and interacting in a way.
We need to write tequila song.
I think that would be done. I don't think it would really fit our vibe, but done.
Just do a cover.
And you play it all on piano so I can run to the bar and get a couple of tequila shots.
So good. I think with us, it's amazing in a band because I have a microphone. So I feel like I have to talk to the audience and acknowledge them and thank them, because when people actually come to an original show
it means so much.
to watch you play,
any idea how
it
much
means literally everything, because you're doing something that's so personal. You're sharing your lyrics, you're sharing like your deepest thoughts and feelings about life, and people care and connect to that, and then they come to your show. It's like, what could be better? So I think that's the most beautiful thing, that you can actually connect to people and be like, I can't believe you're all here, and thank you.
We have like talking parts, and we try to get them to sing along at some parts that some people might know, but
I think for us, our show,
we're not really like a party band.
No, our show is so intensely emotional. Like,
I was going to ask as well. So, like, what genre and like what kind of like style are you guys? Because you said folky in the beginning.
It's kind of
a lot of things.
A lot of it's very folky, like songwriting, I guess, but it's more like alternative pop, I'd say.
There's a lot of pop influence
it's pop,
now,
but it's not like Katy Perry pop. It's more like Florence and the Machine-y.
Yeah.
The kind of like
the
off,
good stuff.
the off pop.
The good stuff.
Off pop.
It's like we're also very inspired by artists like Phoebe Bridgers, Maggie Rogers.
Yes.
I'm not sure if you know them, but they're absolutely amazing.
Yeah, don't
Dizzy.
know them. Yeah.
There's so many incredible bands, but our music is very
Angus
much
and Julie Stone.
Angus and Julie Stone,
They're
amazing.
awesome.
Andrew McMahon's amazing. But I think a lot of Sarah Donnelly locally. There's so many amazing local artists. It's just I could just name them for days. But I think we're really inspired. Like, I'm personally inspired by just like a really raw, honest performance. And I think for us, like I've written a lot of really personal songs, and so have you. Like all of our songs are very personal. Like we have songs from, about toxic relationships all the way to like abuse, mental health. Like we really talk about kind of everything in our shows, and we really open up. And sometimes it's really scary to be so vulnerable. But like I feel like that's what connects with people the most.
But that's it though. It's like when you put yourself up there as being vulnerable in a way, and then you like kind of like in a way it's almost like a blank slate, and you like you absorb the energy from the crowd in a way. It's like you just put on a performance, because that's what I was referencing as well with like the whole thing with Genga, is that like when you go up there and you're having a great time,
everyone's gonna have fun.
Everyone has fun because they buy a ticket, or like like they go to a pub and the DJ's in the corner, but if the DJ's bouncing around having a great time, they go, he's having fun. I'm having another beer.
Dude, that's the best thing.
So true.
Legitimately, that's the best thing about podcasts. So you get the real person. Like people know you because like you're you on this podcast. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're not playing a character or something like that.
Yeah.
You actually forget that people are listening. Like I don't even know what I've said this whole time. What have I said?
You have to rewatch it.
I know it's true. I'm gonna go rewatch
But
it.
see, this is what I forgot to explain to you guys as well before we started and stuff like that, is that the word around town, which I did the first 8 weeks at Lucy's Love Shack, and I
love Lucy's.
And I found out through a few bartenders that the word around town is either you love him or you hate him. And I was like, why do people hate me? I think I'm a nice guy. Yeah, I know. And when I thought of that, I was like, well, no, if I'm live on camera, they can't hate me because this is who I am. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
I think some people, I don't know, maybe they're threatened by just genuine, lovely souls, especially. I don't know. That's bizarre.
But it's also one of those things where it's like, oh man, I got to stop talking about myself.
No, we love it. Please do.
But like when I used to go to Capitol and stuff like that, I'd finish playing at the Flying Scotsman, right? And I'd do a 6-hour set there, and then like I'd be so tired and go to the nightclub, and it'd be like 3:30 in the morning, and then a bunch of people would come down, and I'd be sitting on the couch with a beer in my hand, like I don't want to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
Like,
That's also
I'm
fair
worn
enough.
out. But the thing is, though, is they come down like, oh, come party with us, come do this, come do that, and you're like, I can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And they're like, okay. Fuck you too.
Yeah, this is also the what we were just talking about in terms of like it's really tough. Like there've honestly been times where Aaron and I, because we're in a relationship, we argue. Like we're gonna argue.
We don't.
No, we're perfect. We're not.
It's over chocolate and food.
I don't know.
And like really serious stuff.
Yeah. It actually is mostly lately over food. But
That's serious.
Aaron doesn't like to share.
That's very cute.
But anyway, like there'll be times when we might have just had a big argument and I'll just be so mad, and there've been people who've come up and be like, oh, Joan the Giants, like I love your music, and I have to be like, Hi,
That's it.
how are you going?
You have to flip it around and be like, hi, like, you're a fan?
So
Oh,
tough.
so nice
I have to go
meet
from
you.
being like, I could literally like stuff
You
you.
ate my sweet and sour
Yeah,
pork. like-
exactly. To being like, and also it can be really hard. Like when we feel like we've had a terrible show, like there've been times when the audience might have loved it, but we've just felt like we've done so bad, and we feel like such a lack of confidence. And you get off stage and people want to talk to you, and you're like, I feel so bad inside, and then people want to chat to you, and you have to just be like, thank you so much. Like you have to be really kind and genuine, otherwise those people go and tell 10 people that you're a dick.
That's exactly it. That's
You know?
exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Because it's one of those things where it's like, if with DJs, right, like I've had a few DJs on where they've actually said like, oh, I did a really bad set, and then someone's come up to me and been like, oh, you were really good tonight, this and that, and you'd be like, oh no, it was horrible.
Yeah.
The thing is like when they come back, like they go away and go, okay, well that set was bad, next time they better be better. So they come watch your set and like, that was the same thing. What the hell's going on?
That's
See, it's weird as
interesting.
artists say. It's like the little details that you hold on to.
That's
It
it.
could be the exact same thing, but it's just one thing that you did differently, and it's just like, oh man, this is gonna annoy me.
Exactly.
Very
perfectionist thing.
interesting.
And
I feel
that-
like a lot of artists are the same in that way, like
Yeah.
overthinkers, just
Yeah.
really deep analysis of everything.
But see, that's
Analysis.
And analysis.
analysis. But see, that's also something I started doing as well, where I actually record all of my DJ sets.
Nice.
And I think I'm actually one of the only DJs in, I don't want to say it, maybe Australia that does it. Like,
Yeah, that's really unusual.
I've got
That's cool.
743 mixes uploaded, I'm pretty sure, and I listen to almost every single one of them.
That's sick,
Because
man.
what I do is like I go and play a set, and instead of going, okay, like, well, I stuffed that up, I go re-listen to it and like, okay, well, I did that wrong, I won't do that again wrong.
That's
you know what I mean?
great.
And then it's like my own self-reflection.
Yeah.
Because it's like if you get off stage and like, holy shit, I stuffed that up, or I did this and did that, and you let it bother you, but then it's like you re-listen to it and like, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah, that's so true. I really struggle sometimes to watch myself back because I do really overthink, you know, even every note, like if it was flat or whatever. But like, I used to do that a lot. Now these days, I just try to be like, that was in the moment, had a great time, connected with people. It was a good set. Like there were things that went wrong, but like you can learn from that, and you can,
Yeah.
you know,
That's
try
it.
not to
We do
do
that
it.
in rehearsal. Like
Yeah.
we record every rehearsal. And
Oh,
then
really?
Go home, listen to it. How
Yeah.
can we make the set better?
But
Fix it.
that's the thing is that sometimes accidentals can be a good thing as well.
Yeah.
You're right.
Because like you might make an accidental and then it's like, wait a minute, that's actually like, that worked out really well. And
Yeah.
it's like, then you can incorporate it somehow, or do this or do that, or
That's true.
use it to
Happy
your
accident.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, we literally changed the whole song. The guitarists know what a capo is. Capo was on the 3rd fret. No, capo was on the 4th fret, and I had to go from that to change it, and it was just too hard. So we kept it on the 4th fret, and now the whole song's a whole step up.
yeah.
That's a happy that's a happy
accident.
occasion, happy
And
accident.
Thanks for coming to my TED Talk. You know what?
Guitarists would like that,
Guitarists.
surely. No, but they have.
Shout out guitar.
Sorry, I feel like I'm yelling. I feel like I'm yelling.
No,
I don't know why I'm
you're
yelling.
fine.
I'm too
You're fine.
excited.
This is
And
good.
I'm yelling. I do
I'm
this in
glad
live.
you're excited on the episode. Like honestly,
You should
Just
see the
like-
sweet and sour pork, man. Like,
Yeah.
pretty,
Stop it.
pretty exciting.
I'm just used to talking to my grandma because we're like best friends, and she's just like talk louder. So now I just yell at everyone all the time. Literally, I'm a yeller. Yeah, it's got to the point where she's told me to be quiet, and that's saying something because she's literally deaf. So that's I need to stop yelling. But what was I saying? Oh yeah, the reason why we also record rehearsals and things like that is because we always come up with little licks or little parts or like a new song, and if you don't capture it, it can be really disappointing.
that's it.
because
It
you
can
just
be
lose
disappear,
it.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with my mixes as well. It's like I'll do some sort of mix and do some sort of like, you know, transition or this or that. But then I'll re-listen to it like, okay, that's going in the memory bank
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like, yeah, that sounded good.
Yeah.
Like that little,
So true.
you know, experimental thing that I tried. Yeah, I'm going to use that next gig and a gig after that. And then it's like you
It's a
build
part
a
of your little thing. That
Yeah.
You do.
I think
Exactly.
we
Yeah.
have like
Your
thousands,
repertoire.
thousands
that's
of
it, my repertoire.
yeah, exactly. I think we have like thousands of voice memos on our phones, like just because we capture
The
everything.
most awkward one is where there's no music, and it's just like, especially me singing in melody part, because I suck at singing, dude. It was just like,
You do not.
la, la, and then Grace has to
Yeah, yeah.
so bad. It's not good.
A lot of mine are like when I'm driving, you know, just to Coles or something, just to go get some food, and I'm just like, wow, and I sing these things into the phone, and
She
sometimes
pulls
listening
off the
back.
road and she stops the car, and
I
then
do.
she does it.
I know.
because she's
I
a responsible.
do that.
Yeah,
Yes,
you
I
do
do
that.
that. I'm
You follow the
irresponsible.
law.
Exactly. But yeah, that's why I'm grateful as well for phones, because we just have thousands of voice memos, and some of them have been turned into songs that we sing now. So it's good. It's handy.
And to be able to take notes and stuff like that, just like that.
It's
away
awesome.
you go.
That's like how I write mostly, just like note on the phone. Like I want to be more of a handwriter. That's so romantic.
Oh,
it's so beautiful.
it's like first 5 minutes and my hands are so sore.
Exactly.
Anytime I fill in a form or anything, I'm like, I'm dying right now.
I can't believe
This is
in
crazy.
year 12 English, we used to write like 3-hour essays, and by the end your hand would be numb. But now it's like 10 minutes, and I'm like, literally
I know.
dead.
That's it.
Practice.
Everyone's just used to technology now.
Yeah.
It's like laptops and everything
Again,
else.
with the Elon,
finger
see?
muscles.
Yeah, that's
It's
it.
a part of you.
Yeah.
We're all robots.
Do you think he's actually going to do that chip thing?
Oh, maybe.
Would you?
Maybe. Do you reckon, Damo?
What, who, Elon?
Yeah,
He's
Elon.
a fucking Redditor, of course you would.
He's a Redditor.
Look him up. Look him up.
Yeah.
Don't-
Look it up.
Jamie.
That's a rabbit hole.
That interview was so strange.
The first one, yeah.
The first
I
Elon
don't
Musk,
think-
Joe Rogan interview.
Oh,
was
yeah,
just
the
like,
very first one. Yeah.
There were moments I was so scared because Elon Musk would take like 5 minutes to reply, and then he'd be like, "And I warned them." And he'd be like, "What?"
Dude, I'm going to flush this phone down the toilet.
Yeah.
But then I'd be anxious, so I better not. I better keep it.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. Yeah, but that was maybe
So,
long road trips.
I was going to ask about your singing as well. So,
Yeah.
like, do you go to a coach or anything like that as
No,
well?
it's all
Or-
natural.
I definitely
all natural.
I was talking about me.
But like, do you guys like? Do you ever? Because like with your guitar as well, like, did you got taught? How did you actually
I
learn
just
to?
picked up guitar and started playing. Like I said, my dad played, my brother played, so they helped, and I did some at Aquinas when I was boarding, but it was mostly just to get out of class. To be honest, I didn't really pay attention.
Yeah, that's one
Classic.
way of doing it.
I don't know any theory, like anything, but
But that's so inspiring as well, because then it's like people that actually just like.
I feel like that's a lot of people though. Like a lot of people. I don't know.
Because like I've met a lot of people that
teach
like
themselves.
say for in the DJ industry, they go off and do a course and they'll spend like $3,000 at this course and stuff like that, and then walk away from it and be like, well, I learned a lot from it, but I didn't learn a lot from it. But then it's like, with like actual instruments, like DJing is hands-on instrument, but to be able to actually then go off and play the guitar and be like, well, I know how to play in key and I know how to do this and do that. And it's like,
I think it's what I did is pick my favorite artists and learn all their songs.
that's a good way to do it.
You just get good at playing.
a lot of Blink-182.
You also want to diversify and learn different things, because otherwise you're going to end up sounding exactly like your idol, you know? So if you play too much John
And
Mayer,
I'm so sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
I
Literally.
cannot sleep.
Exactly.
Aaron
And I
used to try to
dream
sing like
tonight.
Tom DeLonge, and it was so great.
Everyone
Loved
does.
it.
Oh, you loved it.
I loved it, but then I was like, all right, stop trying to sing like Tom DeLonge.
Yeah, you nudge, nudge.
Where are you?
That's it.
Shout out to Sean if you're watching.
So many shout outs.
So many shout outs.
Jeez. So much shouting in this podcast, Grace.
I know, I need to stop shouting. Singing wise though, sorry, I'm just bringing this back.
Yeah, no,
of
bringing
course,
this
yeah.
back
Here we
to the,
go.
the point.
Aaron's had his moment.
Aaron, stop with your moment, please. It's my moment now. Singing wise, I grew up just singing, like constantly, and just did a lot of like rural Eisteddfods, the Narrogin Eisteddfod, a lot every year. So much fun. And then I went to boarding school, and they made me do classical singing. So I was doing like vowels and very, rounded singing. And I hated it so much. Just absolutely hated it. And then I dropped that and started doing musical theatre, which was also very fun. But I loved it, but I wasn't like, I don't know if it was like kind of like my calling. I was always classed as men, so I had to play very deep parts, as we've talked about.
Yeah.
But then the year, like when I finally got out of school, I actually started experimenting with like writing and finding my own voice. And when I first started, I was just trying to sound like Adele, and that did not suit me. I can't do Adele. Like, it's Adele.
So I've met so many girls that are like, yeah, I used to try and sing like Adele, and like
Seriously, it's
like
no one
everyone
sings like
tried.
Adele.
That's
Like,
it.
it's
She's
Adele.
so unique in her own
Exactly.
thing. Like,
Yeah.
And my mum always used to be like, stop being nasal, stop sounding like Adele, stop sounding like Miley Cyrus, stop sounding like Taylor Swift, blah, 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 blah. And eventually I was like, I got so mad at her when she used to say it. But eventually I was like, you know what, fine. And I finally kind of found my own voice. I didn't go to WAPA because I just really wanted to find my own thing and find my own original sound and my original music. And I just started writing a lot of terrible songs. Meeting Aaron was amazing because he introduced me to so many different genres, like so many different indie bands.
You made me love Taylor Swift.
Yes, I'm that.
She's going to
influenced.
make you love.
Yeah, I will. I will make you love Tay Tay.
oh god, oh god.
But Aaron made me love like really eclectic kinds of music, like these incredible indie bands and these incredible, even like punk and just lots of different genres.
Yeah.
Heavier
Blink
stuff.
are a thing, man.
Listen to like metal, all kinds of stuff that I would never have listened to. And it really just helped me find like my taste in music and also like an original sound, which is really cool.
But see, that's what's so hectic as well, because like if you go off and study, right, it's once again like referring back to like, you know, the DJ courses and stuff like that a lot of people have gone off and done.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where they go off and they get taught within the boundaries
They
almost.
get taught a way,
Yeah,
right?
exactly, in a specific way. But when you go off and you do it yourself and you experiment and you just like, you know, you do your own research and you just kind of do it out of your own passion, then it's like, you know, you're not paying for it, but at the same time you're actually you know, you're paying for your own time to learn it in a way, and you're dedicating yourself to something that you want to do.
I would never say not to, because I know people who are like amazing musicians, and that's just because they went and actually learn how to do it properly.
That's it,
too,
yeah.
you know, it's just different for different people.
It also
Exactly,
like
yeah.
our drummer, he goes to Whopper. He goes to Whopper.
Oh my god, you got a whopper?
Do you go to Whopper? But he actually
Hope Anton's not
loves it.
watching. He's the marketing director.
Oh no.
Like, yeah, he's a good mate of mine.
But he's obsessed. Like he loves it. He loves all the like technical stuffs. He loves doing all these crazy time signatures. Every week he's like, look at my new feel I've come up with at Whopper, which is fun.
Whopper.
At Whopper, do you go to Whopper? We always tease him so much. But
great.
it really suits him. I
Yeah,
don't
who wants
think
to
it would've
better
suited me.
themselves as a musician? Hey,
Yeah,
that's
exactly.
So lame.
Oh my God.
No, it's crazy.
But like, no, Whopper is amazing for people who, and music schools. Like I actually went to TAFE and I found that good because they really encouraged original music and they really encouraged like all different kinds of genres. It wasn't just kind of contemporary or, you know, a certain kind of singing. It was like everything. A lot of people did rock and like heavier stuff at TAFE. I was there, it was just like wanting to do acoustic stuff. But yeah, it was good. It was a good start. But yeah, I definitely don't discourage it, but I also encourage like doing everything you can to find your own voice.
Well, that's it. It's like sometimes you just like you need a foot in the door in a way,
Yeah.
and then once you get your foot in the door, then you can go off and do your own thing.
Yeah, a
And,
lot
like,
of people
Yeah.
like go make the best contacts, you know. You like people have lifelong friends from that.
That's probably why I wish I did go, because like I think that was also why it was hard for us starting out, because we didn't go to Whopper and we were just two people like, we want to do music.
Yeah.
And everyone else knew each other and they all went to Whopper with each other and they're all still like amazing friends, like a lot of people who started out there together. But we were just sort of that outside, those
I just didn't think I
outsiders.
was good enough to do it, to be honest. I was just like,
Oh my God. I didn't know that.
no, well, it was just like I was never a music.
Infra-Red
so-
first.
Footy boy.
Yeah.
Infra-Red first.
I always like, dude, there's so many firsts in this podcast. No, I was always like a sport dude, you know? So music wasn't really a thing until it was a thing.
But now it's like the thing.
Yeah.
It's like what you do.
I know.
Even in your job.
I know.
Like Aaron and I, also that's what I want to say after the cover thing. So I work 5 jobs. And Aaron, like this is how we also survive as musicians
You work
right now.
5 jobs.
Yeah, I work 5 jobs and Aaron works full time teaching music. So
Oh wow.
we both work, like that's probably why we actually don't do cover gigs anymore, because we're just so darn busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, doing other stuff.
So, what are the 5 jobs? Like
ridiculous.
that's
It's ridiculous.
hectic. I've never-
she
It's ridiculous.
teaches at the place I teach at now. Like she can't, I don't know.
I just don't stop.
Yeah.
I just can't say
weird.
no. That's
And
the
she's
problem.
always like, oh my
I can't
goodness,
say no.
I need more time to do like my stuff. And it's like, well, why don't you get everyone on the job?
I know,
It's like
I know.
5 jobs is a lot.
But I really love them. I teach kids acting, and then I also teach adults acting and make adult show reels. I direct and work in film, which is really fun, and that's kind of amazing because you work with upcoming but very fresh actors, and you see them grow. Like one of my students who I've taught and did a show reel for has just got a feature film, and it's just really exciting to see
That's
them.
so good
like,
though. It's
grow.
like I taught them. and look
Yeah,
at them
it's
now.
amazing. That's a really fun
That's
job.
how I feel right now. It's like, give it a couple of years and you guys be touring around the world.
I really hope the world opens up like in the next. I mean, it's just.
I'll go on a Kentucky tour, boy.
Yeah. It's just like I hope like from this podcast in 12 months time we can actually do traveling again, because like I really do want to do international traveling and touring and stuff, and it's just such a dark hole right now thinking about that. It's like no COVID,
Yeah.
but like
Well,
hopefully
the crazy thing is though, is it's like, what's that band that Benjamin always hangs out with?
I'm talking about the 205.
Day Tour 5, and it's like they play a set here and it'll sell out, right? But it'll sell out like 700 people. But then they go to like Europe and they'll play to like 10,000 people, 15,000 people.
Crazy.
And it's also like
Like the Boys back in the day. Remember like the Boys back in the 80s? So they would like do like pub shows here and then they'd go to Berlin and sell out. theaters and shit.
Wow.
Yeah, that's it. But it's also like Brendan, who's the unit coordinator at our TAFE, and it's a similar thing. Like he's in a band called the Kill Devil Hills.
Oh, we know them. Yeah, they're amazing.
And so with that, it's like they play a gig here and they'll sell out and do quite well, but we don't have the population for it. But he was telling us, like, you go to Europe and once again play to 5,000.
They're doing
10,000
really
people.
well. Yeah, they're amazing. I think I was talking to someone, a very, a small indie artist about this the other day, a folk artist. And he's the same. He actually doesn't have a big audience here at all. He might play to a small crowd of like 20 to 50 people, goes to Europe, plays a bar, 500 people, like, you build up an audience over there. It's just because it's so dense and people kind of come to things and there's a lot of opportunities.
It's exactly that. And it's like there's more things to go to. So like people go, oh, well, I want to listen to a band tonight. Let's go check that out. Oh my God, this is amazing. They're from Perth. Oh, Australia. Okay. Next time they're here, we'll definitely go see them.
Let's go to Europe. Tomorrow we're going. I don't care about COVID.
Hit me with that vaccine, buddy.
Yeah. Fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed.
I haven't even left the country.
Really?
Not once.
Not even Bali.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Bali, you're not really missing out
No.
much. Like, I mean,
I loved Bali.
I almost died in Bali. So,
you?
yeah.
What happened? Did you get food poisoning?
I was like 16, 17 and I went to Waterbomb Park with my parents and I drank a little bit of water and then I started blacking out for like days and I woke up in a hospital bed and they were at the bottom of my bed crying and then I got flown to Sydney and I had a kidney and liver infection and
Dude.
it was pretty
That is
full on.
horrific. Aaron, we're not going to Bali. Oh my
Don't
God.
drink the water.
No.
Watch out for the alcohol.
That's really stressful.
Yeah,
That's so
Pretty
insane.
full on, yeah.
I'm glad you're here today.
That's
Yay.
it, yeah. I'm
really
glad I'm
scary.
here as well.
Yeah, we wouldn't be here if you weren't here.
I'm so glad you're here.
I wouldn't be doing this. Like.
That's so crazy. I went to Bali and I remember like having a shower and just like enjoying the shower and then opening my mouth for a bit and then be like, and just spitting it all out. Like, so scared. So scared.
Also, I wanted to ask as well. You guys said that you played at Kalgoorlie before, like.
Oh yeah, that's the gigs we were talking about.
So like, how inland have you guys gone?
A lot of
We
regional.
haven't gone east yet, which we really want to do. We want to go like we want to do
Like
obviously,
over east to Melbourne and things.
Yeah,
Sydney
Sydney
and all
Melbourne.
that stuff.
That's
That'd
our
be-
goal.
That'd be awesome. But
Yeah.
I don't know. We've gone Esperance, all that.
So,
We've gone
all the
up
way-
to Broome, Kununurra. Kununurra's about east as you can get because
Yeah.
Darwin, like the NT border's right there. So it's about 5Ks away from the NT border.
And we did this all in my Hyundai i20 with no insurance.
with no insurance.
Absolute idiots.
Shout out Hyundai.
So Hyundai, please
But
sponsor
what
us.
year was it? A new one? Or?
It was 2014 Hyundai i20, still paying it off now. Yep. But I didn't have insurance at the time. I just didn't think it was important. Like a dumb, I don't know how old, probably not that long ago. It was like 2 years ago. It's just very silly. Just couldn't afford insurance apparently, even though we should have just got it. But we went all the way up to Broome and then to Kununurra in this Hyundai i20 and there's cows and goats like
Everywhere, yeah.
everywhere. Like cows are just going across the road and you could literally, if you hit one,
Especially in
All
this
over.
tiny car.
it's all over.
That's
They
it.
probably
No
step
insurance.
over your car.
I actually,
That's how
know.
small it
my
is.
very first car was a Toyota Echo, and I took
Love
me and two English guys all the way up to Coral Bay and Exmouth,
Nice.
and we did it in a day and a half. Or no, we did it in a day.
They're amazing little cars. They can really
but
carry
it's
you.
like as soon as we got past Calbarra, it's like, holy shit, that cow is bigger than this car.
Yeah.
Like,
Seriously, it's
pretty
daunting.
yeah.
No bull bar, no insurance.
So many goats. And,
Tiny car. It's
And they
like,
just sleep on the road.
Yeah.
Like, and it's like you can't do
And
anything.
and the whole
about it.
family. There's like a mother, a daughter, a father, a brother, like an auntie,
And
and,
then-
they're all on the road.
Yeah.
It's just horrific. It's like, guys.
it's like emus and everything too.
Yeah.
Emus are like big birds, man.
they are,
They're
yeah.
huge.
Emus,
Yeah, I think I was telling Damo this, or maybe I was telling Jason this the other day, where it's like, Jason's a guy we go to TAFE with, but I was driving to Nana with my dad, right, in the security van, right,
Yeah.
and we drove past a Ford Ute pulled off on the side of the road, and an emu had actually like wedged itself through the front, like the radiator, up and out of the bonnet kind of thing.
What?
Like complete write-off of the car.
Yikes.
But it's just like this big, like...
How do you get the emu out of
black and
there?
white
Big
emu.
bird.
Yeah,
Oh my
and
gosh.
Its neck had just been twisted up in the car, and it's
No.
like...
Poor thing.
Yeah, it's a poor thing, but it's like, holy shit.
How does this happen? I mean, I'm so used to it. Like, obviously, growing up in rural WA, and same with you. Like, you just see so many, so much of
kangaroos.
this.
You
everything,
drive
yeah.
from here to like
So
ignore
many.
them and you're gonna see them on the side of the road. You know,
That's it,
But it's
yeah.
particularly bad. I think cows are a lot worse than kangaroos. Like
Yeah.
they're so big, and sometimes you see them on like their back, and they've obviously been hit by a truck or something. But you hope it's a truck and not like my tiny little Hyundai.
That's it.
So yeah, if you're
'Cause
going,
it'd be a
careful.
complete write-off. Like that's
It
the
would
thing
be.
I was so worried about as well with
Yeah.
Toyota Echo. You do 80 k's into a cow, your car's written off.
110 k's, you're done.
Yeah, it's it, completely
Done.
done.
And in Kununurra, like in that area, it's all a lot of cliff country, and it's so beautiful. But cows and cliffs, next level. You're like, I'm going at
Next
60
level.
kilometers for like 9 hours. It's
plus
ridiculous.
they're like the same color as the cliffs because like red
Yeah.
cliffs.
Oh wow.
It's
Have
dangerous.
you been to Kununurra?
No, I don't think so.
You have
no.
to. It's like the
beautiful.
most beautiful place in WA
No, I have
to me.
I'll put it on my bucket list.
It's like
Yeah.
Argyle.
Tick it off.
Like Argyle.
Yeah.
So amazing.
Grace
That's where they
went
have a
swimming with,
diamond
like-
mine as well, don't they?
Yeah.
I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I don't know.
Oh my
if-
God.
It might be still going,
Diamond mine.
but it's like
Look it up. Yes, it's amazing. Look at that.
Grace went
God.
on that lake
Well, you're pretty
and
sick.
This is incredible. I went on Lake Argyle with a
with
bunch
like
of my friends.
freshwater crocodiles everywhere.
And we were
Not the
literally
bad ones, just
jumping off
freshwaters.
cliffs, and there were like crocs on the side of the banks, and you're just like, am I going to be eaten alive today? I don't know.
Oh wow.
But they're fresh. They're freshies, so they're fine.
Yeah, no. Freshies don't have teeth and they can't.
So then, how did you guys like? How many rural gigs have you guys played? Like quite a lot.
Oh,
But then, how do you like I was trying to ask earlier? Is like, how do you secure those gigs? You just email the pub or the
Yeah.
venue, or
Just get in touch, like
either that
and following
or
up.
like the booking agent thing. You just go through one of the agencies in Perth that does it,
okay?
and then
And so like, you just like so. I think it's Mega Music is one of the. I don't know many like companies that actually like booking agencies and stuff like that because I just go through like a friend who does bookings at all these different venues and stuff like that.
so it's like there's a whole bunch in Perth.
But then like, so would you say for like a new band getting into the scene, the best thing you can do is like go and hit up agencies and
I
stuff?
don't know.
Or?
I think the best thing you can do as a new band is. It depends what you want. If you want to be a cover band, for sure, agency is the way to go. But if you want to be an original band, probably just hit up the open mic nights.
Yeah.
We started open mic nights. Open mic nights.
so
and then
many
just
open mic nights.
Go to as many gigs and make as many friends as possible because you're gonna find people who like you and you're gonna like people, and then you guys can start gigs all together.
That's how we actually really built.
what it's all about.
That's how we built
It's just
our
about
little
building
community.
a network.
Like
Okay.
we used to put on shows like every couple of weeks with just like our friends, and we would always have our friends on the lineup, and we'd kind of create community. And then like now we really try to get a lot of younger bands. Like when we put on a show, we find like a new young band coming up, and like because when I say young band, I mean a band who's literally doing their first couple of shows, and we really love supporting people who are just starting because it is tricky.
That's so good though because that's the thing as well. It's like it's lending a helping hand in a way.
Yeah.
It's like what I've explained on different podcasts as well. It's like if I didn't meet Death Disco, I wouldn't be where I am now.
Yeah,
Because-
and everyone needs that leg up.
That's it. And it's like even if you take someone underneath your wing or you help them get into the industry or you give them their very first gigs, you don't know where they'll be in the next couple of years. That's what I'm saying with you guys. Like,
A perfect example of
2
that
years you'll be in
is
Europe.
like we started. Hopefully,
Yeah, hopefully.
we started.
Vaccine me.
Do it. What's it called? I can't remember.
It doesn't matter.
When we started years ago, just as a duo, like back in the very beginnings of what we were doing, the band Spacey Jane was starting, and they are now literally one of
They're
the biggest
huge,
bands, like
yeah.
probably like one of the biggest indie bands in the world.
In the entire world,
I
it's
would
crazy.
say.
They're
And
amazing.
they got number 2 on the Triple J Hottest 100. Like they're enormous, and they started at the same time, as we did years ago, and they've just been working so hard, playing so many shows, releasing single after single EPs. Like they've worked so hard, and it's so incredible to see what they've been doing.
That's
you know?
it. It's just
Amazing.
It's just like it's not the luck of the draw, but it's just like just putting your name out there, just doing the gigs, doing the job, and
Yeah.
just seeing what happens.
And the
And
best
like
thing
doors
about
that can
them
open.
is like
Yeah.
when I see them have a show in Perth, they're always getting bands that are on that come up.
Yeah.
It's not like they're bringing bands over from anywhere. They're always getting local bands. It's
But
awesome.
also kind of
They're
be
so
quite
great.
So
expensive
true.
as well. Like when you guys go and do a gig or a set, do you take your own equipment or do you use like because Damo's explained this to me before, where it's like sometimes it's like in-house equipment kind of thing. that
It
you have to-
usually
Yeah.
is.
a lot of time.
We were talking about, like, we were talking about, in like bars, a lot of it's in
Backline stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
But a lot of
backlines
like the
or-
original stuff you use your own. But the PA and everything's always obviously provided.
Okay.
But it's
Not
like,
always. We've done a lot where we've had to bring our own as well.
but they're not like.
But they're open
gig
mic
gigs.
nights.
Oh, no, it's
They're like open mic nights and stuff, though.
They're more regional stuff, actually.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, exactly.
That's
Like,
more
no,
regional.
no,
Yeah.
not every regional pub is gonna have like a
Yeah.
No. In fact, one time we did a regional gig and it was the worst sound in the whole world. I'm not saying where it was, but it was so horrific. And the guy who did sound wasn't a sound engineer. He was a lighting engineer. So he was like, what am I don't know. I'm just doing this and hope it's good. It was so horrible.
But we love gigs and we love music and it's great.
Oh, you've got to talk about the bad stuff. You've got to talk about it. You've got to do it. It's not all like beautiful. That's for sure.
Like we obviously love the gear that we have, so we like using our own gear.
Do you mean like drum equipment and stuff like that? Like drum, like
there's definitely places with backline, like
for
drums and all
bands.
that stuff. But if we're doing our own gig, we like to use our own gear.
Yeah, no, that makes sense.
Especially like sound checking and stuff.
I actually feel really sorry for our drummer.
Yeah.
But it's a similar thing with me as well. Like I use my own equipment. Like I've actually got a controller and use my laptop. Whilst like, the industry standard is to take a thumb drive and use their equipment.
Really?
Yeah, that's the way it is. Like, Damo, pull up CDJs. Like,
I'm above CDJs.
Like it's
imagine just taking a thumb drive to a gig. That would be so amazing.
Usually they just take a thumb drive in their headphones and then they just plug it in and then
It sounds like the dream.
Yeah, I'm gonna become a DJ tomorrow. I'm doing it.
it's all right. Like it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, it's all right.
I guess you have to kind of rely on the stuff that they have. As in, like, is this the stuff that is for me to use? You know?
And that's
what if your USB doesn't work?
Well, that's also some things that do happen where it's like the USB is corrupted, but that's why they say, bring a backup USB and stuff like that. But
what if they're both
I
corrupted?
bring 10 USBs. I bring 15 USBs.
Because that's where it's like, I've heard stories where, it's not even, it's like there's so many different stories where like I've even been at Capitol before and like a guy's gone on stage and like, I'm about to run out of music, and it's like, you only brought 30 songs with you? Like, why do you only bring 30 songs? Like, bring 100, 200 for a 1 hour gig, because you don't know what's going to happen.
And you also don't know what people want. Like, you might have that girl who's like, play Taylor Swift. Like, honestly.
Do you guys have to do that much at all? Is like, when you were doing covers and stuff like that?
Yeah,
where it's like you read the crowd and go, okay, maybe we should play this, maybe we should play that.
Definitely.
For sure.
Maybe not like off the spot, but we'd have like songs, like a whole list of songs, and then we'd fill the room, or someone would yell out something. It's like, oh, that's in a later set, but let's play it now because this person wants it.
One time a guy gave me $50 to play Zombie. I was like, I'm doing it.
Zombie.
Zombie by the Cranberries. I was like, I will play Zombie right now. Hand it over.
I had the same thing with the Vinci's Levels. Some guy gave me $100 to play it 4 times.
And you did it?
Yeah, Did
you do it?
Yeah.
Wow.
Not in like one after the other, but it was like, he just kept coming back up, and then like the second time he's like, all right, if you play it another 2 times, I'll give you $100. I was like,
all right, why not?
Fine, like, all right.
I really likes that song, eh?
Yeah, it was just bonkers. It was him and his wife, and I was like, there wasn't that many people in the venue, but at the same time, I was like, okay, like bar staff have to deal with it, but all right.
Oh, dude,
$100.
Yeah.
Was it Riley that was playing this random like bar and bistro, and some dude wanted to propose to his missus?
Really?
Like at a random cover gig, right? So he gets up, drunk as Larry, gets up, says, "Hey, can you guys please play this one song? I'm gonna propose to my missus." Didn't even tell them that he was gonna propose to his missus. And they're like, yeah, man, we'll play this song. It's all good. So they start playing it, and then he gets up, lifts his missus up, start dancing with her awkwardly. Mind you, there's like 15 people in this whole place. So 15 strangers are watching them dancing. He's just randomly dancing with her. She obviously doesn't want to be up dancing. Yeah. And he leans in for an awkward kiss and whatever. She's like, oh my God, I don't want to do this, dude. What are you doing? This isn't even our song. Right? So then he whips out the ring, kneels down, proposes to her. She does a really, really... Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Like, okay. And then she walks away.
I'll marry you because I don't want to embarrass you in front of 15 people that are watching this random gig. And then she walked away.
And then he goes like this. He goes like this to Riley.
Like, you did it, boys. You got me. You got me engaged.
Glad you said yes.
It's crazy.
Terrible.
That's
if
so
you
bad.
ever did that to me, I'd be like, nope.
Oh, it's gonna be much worse.
It was like, try again later.
It's gonna be like on a public train, and everyone's gonna be on their phones.
Yeah,
Call back.
Actually, I probably wouldn't mind that if you like did a super romantic gesture and like
on the train.
Like I was in New York a couple of years ago, and I was on the subway, and I had never experienced this coming from Perth, where no one talks to each other on the train. Like nobody looks at each other.
I haven't been on a train.
We were talking about that the other day. Me and Damon.
So awkward on the train. Everyone's just like, I'm looking away from anyone, no eye contact. But in New York, I got on the subway the first time, and this guy comes in, puts on like a little like a little speaker thing and does like, he's doing flips. He's like, he's dancing. He's getting everyone involved. Like everyone's just like either doesn't care or is like joining in. But it was just crazy. And this happens all the time. Like people get on and start playing violin. And, like people get on and start screaming at you. It's just so much fun. Like literally like literally screaming in your face. And you're like, you know what? It's New York. I have to go with it.
New York, yeah.
It's New York. I just had to whip out that New York.
I'm screaming here.
Damo can do a really good one. Do it.
Come on.
Yeah, come on. You gotta do it. He's like, I'm screaming here.
I'm walking here. Don't talk to me.
Don't talk to me. I'm walking here.
That's it.
That's De Niro-esque, bro.
That is so De Niro. I'm walking here. Yeah. Don't talk to me.
So let's do a quick fun fact about Damo. How did you get your accent?
No, he's watched a lot of TV.
A lot of TV. So he's Australian, but his parents are Italian, but then he's got an American accent.
You know, there's a kid where I'm from, right? Never been out of the community, but when I was growing up, and he speaks an American accent just because he watched cartoons and stuff all the time.
Yeah.
Like
That's
completely
it.
American.
My brother used to do that.
Completely American.
It happens a lot, eh?
Yeah.
You'd be surprised.
And now he's got a beautiful accent.
Well, we love it. It's so worldly.
I don't like it. I do not like America.
I love it.
Or people.
So many people ask us like, is he
love
American? I'm like, yeah, he's American. Go talk to him.
Yeah, that's true. And then I've convinced Americans I'm American.
Yeah.
It's very fun.
Yeah.
It's always good because I know enough that I can like play along.
Yeah. That's sick.
I actually loved America. It's so unfortunate. I mean, obviously with Donald Trump's in the world. Oh, I dropped that bomb. Oh, no. It's definitely...
Don't say bomb.
Oh, that's the
Orange man
worst thing to say. Yeah, like people associate America with just a whole lot of dummies, which I know that there's a lot of dumb people. But like America is amazing. The people are so kind. I have never felt more welcomed in a place. Like people were so... Like you go anywhere and they're like, oh, you're from Australia. We love you. Like they're just obsessed. Like they love Australians. Mostly. I don't know. I actually didn't meet everyone in America. Just so you know. Yeah. But I had a really good experience. They were awesome. Apart from that one lady, but we won't talk about her.
So what are some of the future plans for Joan and the Giants then? Like, what do you guys want to do in the future?
Should we talk about our goal? Our big goal?
A big goal? What's this big goal?
Oh, it's not really that big. It's just
Here first. Infra-Red.
Second.
All right, second. Probably third actually.
Okay. But all right. Well, hearing it third.
But you know what? Third time lucky.
That's it.
I think our biggest goal for this year, fingers crossed, like really hoping, is to just jump on a national tour. Because it's something we've wanted to do for literally years, since 2019, 2018. But yeah, to get on a national tour, start reaching out to like a broader Australian audience, and just see how it goes, and just start building, and then hopefully go on one early next year as well. It's honestly just like sorting out venues, you know, like booking flights, hoping COVID doesn't get in the way, all that kind of stuff. But it's definitely a goal. It's quite a big thing to do over here in WA because we're so far away from everything.
That's it.
But it's just about doing it.
But that's why we lost some of our biggest festivals as well, like Soundwave and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because like they go and do the East Coast.
Dude, I went.
That's so annoying.
Yeah.
It's just the worst.
It is. It is the worst.
It's the
100%,
worst.
I saw Slipknot like destroy, and then System of a Down came on and they sucked compared to Slipknot. It was crazy.
Really?
It was like
I thought System of a Down would kick ass.
Yeah, but you go from like an 8-9 piece to like 3 people playing instruments and 1 guy singing, you know?
Yeah.
That's literally us. So imagine us going up to a 10 piece. That's so bad.
Backing tracks.
Oh, remind me never to go after 10 piece with you. Jeepers. Especially after sleep.
You guys are adorable.
KFC.
What?
What was I going to say? No, national tour is definitely a thing.
Yes.
But
that's a goal.
We'll see if that happens this year or next year. But it's definitely.
We actually have become. We love. I don't know if you know. Well, you would know, but we got to support the Soul Movers with Murray Cook. And Murray Cook is the Red Wiggle, the original Red Wiggle.
Oh, really?
And he is literally the Red Wiggle. Like when you meet him, he's the nicest person in the whole world.
That is so cool though. You got to support the Red Wiggle.
And he brought me up on stage. I got to sing with them. I got to sing with the Red Wiggle. It was the best time ever.
That's amazing. That's a celebrity,
It
right?
was literally like one of the best moments of my whole life. Like it was so much fun. And then afterwards, like we just kind of became friends with them, and I really I'd love to play a show with them again. That was so much fun.
It's networking. That's the thing.
Oh yeah, they're just the best.
You never know. They could hit you up in a month and be like, "Hey, we're going on tour.
Oh,
we want to do a national tour."
They actually
with
did
us?
say, "Come meet us in Adelaide for a show," and we actually, why aren't we doing that show? We should do that show. That's so silly. I think it's like in the next month or something. It's too hard.
No, it's like July 20 something.
All right, let's do the show.
So
catch us in Adelaide, July.
I got to ask, so do you guys have a manager at all?
this lady?
This is a really tough question.
Tough
It's actually
question?
making me sad. I'm currently the manager, self-managed band, but it's actually going well. Like I've met self-managing is tough. Like it's hard work, but it's a great way to meet people. It's a great way to network and get and
Socialise
instead of the
a whole lot,
manager being at networking events, I'm there. Like I'm trying to kind of do everything a manager's sort of meant to do. But it can be tough because I feel like I just want to be creative, and be able to write music and be able to kind of be in the studio, but then also managing emails, correspondence, marketing. It's all a lot.
It's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work, yeah. Figuring out how to get people to shows, it's a huge thing.
But the thing is though, is if you guys ever stop doing music though, then 5 years down the track you'd be like, well, I've done all this. This is my resume.
It's 20 different things under one role when you're self-managing, being the artist, doing the social media, doing marketing, designing posters.
And that's what a lot of people don't realize. Like a good friend of mine, Anton Maz, actually said this ages and ages and ages ago, where a DJ or a band in today's day and age, you have to be the graphic designer, you have to be the manager, you have to do the marketing, you have to do everything.
Huge.
And it's not just going out and playing music, but then with that, it's you actually have the opportunity to be able to actually it's a self-managing business.
Develop
almost.
our skills.
It is a business.
It is. We have a business account.
We literally have a business account.
That's it. You got an ABN, right?
But it's great for skills. I also love, because I work in film, and I love editing all our film stuff, and when anyone comes and films for us, I get the footage and I love editing it and making stuff for us. It's really fun to kind of take other skills and use it as well.
Yeah.
So
and that's the best part about it, the whole thing is that you just keep learning and learning, and you just develop all these skills, and that way you just it's just great, because then if something pops up in later on in the future, you're like, well, I know how to do that.
Yeah, it's
like
so much
apprenticeship.
fun.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also
that you're the guy teaching yourself though.
Exactly, yeah.
It's full on. I got to also direct one of our video clips, which was really fun, because that's something I really wanted to do. And it's just so great to be able to take music and be able to turn it into lots of different media, kind of formats, with film, with art, with graphics.
Yeah.
It's so much fun. It's not just music.
That's
it's so
something
many
we
things.
really want to do, is just make it not so much a brand, but more like a multimedia project, whereas you have different offshoots of stuff that's happening.
Have you guys done music videos or anything like that at all?
Yeah. We did one for our song Bloodstream. That was really fun. We got dances and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was really
Just
fun.
quickly as well. So,
nice.
Are you guys signed to any labels or anything at all?
Currently, we haven't really rushed into anything like that, because from personal, I've done quite a lot of managing kind of experience and some courses and stuff. I just got into a really amazing mentorship program with management, with some big managers around Perth who kind of mentor you. And a lot of people say, the longer you wait, the harder you work, the more you tour, the better songs you release, the more you do national touring. It's better to actually sometimes hold out and get someone who's really behind you and really dedicated and loves what you're doing, rather than the first person who because you don't want to be on the shelf of somebody.
That's it, yeah.
You don't want to be shelved. And I feel with us, I'm really, I'm not cautious. If somebody offers, I'm really going to be excited by it, but I'm obviously going to only want to work with someone who actually loves what we're doing and loves what we're saying,
That's exactly it. And also when you get a manager or, whatever, they'll also try and orchestrate your music in a way and be you have to fit this market in a way.
Have you had?
No, never. And never ever.
Always self-managed.
But that's also because I just play my own music. Well, not play my own music, play other people's music. But it's I was very lucky with what happened with me, because I just met someone and he just took me under his wing, and he was like, well, if you want to learn how to DJ, come hang out. And then I spent literally 5 years, every Friday, Saturday, Sunday, following him around, sitting next to him, watching what he's doing, because he used the same equipment as me. And I was like, oh, he did that. That sounds cool. How did he do that? And then now I just go out and okay, just
I bet you he wasn't expecting that. I bet he was like, come along. And suddenly you're there for 4 years every week. And he's like, whoa, he came along.
He said that a while ago, actually, where it's just you just never left. That's it. You threw an opportunity my way.
You really wanted to do it.
That's it. Yeah. And that's how I'm a full-time DJ.
Yeah.
It's full-time because I just followed him around, and then he had the work, and now I'm just doing it.
So happy that you don't have to work 5 jobs. I'm so happy for you. So it is really exciting that you can do that as your career. It's amazing.
It's a lot of fun. Like, I wouldn't trade it for another thing ever. Like,
That's awesome.
Well, that's the best.
And
like,
you have this, which is insane.
yeah, this is
well, it's just a
amazing.
part-time
Insane.
thing.
This is so cool. Like, if anyone is not seeing this full room, it's like vines everywhere. We have a red curtain. We've got like a poster on the wall, a big table, microphones. It's so professional. It's amazing.
Thank you so much.
Lights that everyone's tripped on.
Yeah, that's it.
I love lamp.
I love lamp.
So, Damo, do we have any comments at all?
We have a few.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah, we're going to read out the comments.
Oh,
Yeah.
dear.
We have Finn going, hell yeah, country gang, exclamation mark.
Oh,
Hey.
he's a TAFE mate of ours.
Mitchell goes, sup guys? Like, Mitchell gave a shout out. Tim
Mitchell!
Preston goes, awesome to hear a band's perspective.
Yeah,
And Kieran goes, sup fam. You know Kieran from way back?
yeah.
Do you know Kieran?
Kieran who?
He's a wedding singer.
Oh, yeah, Kieran Samuel.
Oh, yeah.
Kieran.
Go ahead.
No, don't know that.
sorry,
Kieran.
Kieran.
He's a wedding singer and stuff like that. He's One Piece.
Hi, Karen.
He's a
Maybe
really
no
good dude.
Kieran.
Stace Goby goes, haha, love guys. And then,
Love you, Stace. Love you, Stace.
and then Tim Preston is going, go Eagles, yeah, boy. That's
so funny.
That was a great grand final. Tim, threatened by lovely souls, great quote. It is. It's like talking before about how a lot of people just had a problem with Alex, and that was a great quote. But you know, sometimes people are just threatened by lovely souls. You know, this is very
No,
true.
it can be true. Like,
Thank you.
genuinely. it
New
can be
Joan
true.
Jans song.
Exactly.
Threatened by
Like,
lovely souls.
sometimes you can just be nice to people and they can, like, I just don't like it.
That's it. Yeah,
They hate
you just don't meet
Nothing
their
you
level.
can do.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And M. Elizabeth goes, ban Kentucky.
Yes,
Don't you take it?
Finn goes, just a bit of barley belly, talking about your story about almost dying.
A little bit
Just
about
a little bit.
when I was almost dead.
Oh my god, I nearly died.
Like you said,
And Zach M. Hayes is just throwing up some love hearts and whatnot. Some Zach M. Hayes. So shout out to everyone who's commented.
Thank you.
But,
Thanks for
That's all
watching.
here. We really appreciate it. It's always good. Boosts us in the algorithm, which we appreciate.
so I was going to say, usually we only go for like an hour and a half, but we're 5 minutes over.
Oh my gosh.
But I want to keep going.
I know, we can
know,
talk
we
all
are.
night.
20, 30 minutes.
I'm keen.
I was going to say, can we pull up your Instagram, your Facebook
Yeah,
page and showcase
love that.
And then can we also play some of your music? Because that's why I asked about the manager and the
label.
agent in a way. Because if you guys are signed to a label, then we can't really play your music. Because
Oh, go ahead, we own it.
Yeah.
Just pay us 10 cents. Actually,
So
if it
here's-
was
here's-
Spotify.
Here's 50 cents for 5 songs.
Oh, thank you so much. I'll take that. Put it in my piggy bank. Done.
But that is such an interesting topic though, right? Where it's like you make music, you put it out there and you try and make money off of it, but sometimes it's so hard to do, right?
Yeah. Very,
Like,
very
yeah.
hard.
Because like, you know, it's like, I think it was SoundCloud you can make the most, but like with Spotify, I think it's like every 20,000 plays you make like 20 cents. or
Jamie,
something.
look this up. But
Yeah, I will.
but Spotify, I think it's 0.00069 or something cents per play. 0.006 or something.
That's pretty crazy.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Like, it's absolutely ridiculous. But at the
It's
same
zero,
time, like, the good thing about Spotify is that, you know, before Spotify, you had to kind of pay for the song on iTunes, and a lot of people might not even pay for it. Now on Spotify, you know, you can find unknown music and give it a listen. If you love it, you can, you know, follow them.
What does that say?
That might be one good thing about Spotify. It's 0.005
0.003 to 0.005.
per
So you need
stream.
that 250 streams to make $1.
250 streams.
To make
insane.
$1.
It's really insane.
Yeah.
Before, like, it was obviously better with
So you'd make $1 every
buying the
sale
music.
on like other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Apple Music, it would be like $1.10.
But then
download.
yeah, it's weird. Hey.
But then at the same time, Spotify, like, you know, if you get on a massive playlist, you're reaching 10 million new listeners. That hasn't happened to us yet, but hopefully, like the big playlists and stuff, you know, it happens when you just, like, that's what Spacey Jane got a massive playlist, a lot of new listeners. Like, it really can
You
help
just have to keep making music and then just keep putting it out there. And
Yeah.
then eventually, you know, one might stick.
That's
and
the
then
whole vibe.
Exactly.
Like I said, vibe 7 times on the podcast.
Vibes.
I never said it before I came in this
You are
room. I
so
swear. It's just
not-
because
you
this
take the
room is
piss out
such
of
a
me.
vibe.
You take the piss out of me every time I say
Such a
vibe. Oh,
No, that's the whole
This
plan.
guy.
Like, it's just like make music that we want to make, put it out. Hopefully, people like it. That's what we do.
Well, that's
what
the
we
way
want
to do it. Because instead of commercializing, me like, all right, I'm gonna make a pop song, and it's going hopefully it'll sell. It's just like I'm gonna put my heart, soul, and you know, put thought into it, and make something that hopefully someone will like.
And you know what? We can't write with a goal in mind. We can't just be like, all right, today we're writing a pop song, let's write a pop song,
Yeah.
and then it just comes out as a pop song. That doesn't.
We have to write very genuinely.
Yeah.
And also, like, I actually can't write if I really don't have anything to write about. Like, I will write a song when I feel like it's coming and I really need to write it, like, and it's there and I have to just get it out, basically.
That's good though. That's so great. Because then it's like you actually like you putting pen on paper, but then it's like you got the thought behind it. You've got the expression behind it. Instead of just going, okay, this is gonna make money. You know, talk about sex, drugs, alcohol, and this in Miami. Like, and away you go.
If I could do that, I would.
And name yourself after a dog breed.
Who are we talking
Mr.
about
Worldwide.
Yeah, Mr. Worldwide, exactly. Pitbull. But it's straight up the thing of like, you know, like LFMAO, you know, party rock anthem. You know, it's like that whole album is literally manufactured to make money.
Bangers though.
Also, what's funny though is some people
some of them
absolutely love that. Like, some people love it. Like, I don't know, with us, I think the most incredible thing is we write music that we love and that actually means something to us, and we release it, and if anyone out there in the whole world connects to that, I don't think we could ask for anything more.
No.
Like, there could be 10 people at our show, and if they love the music, I'm like literally the happiest
But that's what I was going to ask as well. It's like, if you get people singing along to your music at a show,
It's insane.
Yeah, it's
the coolest
It
thing.
happened at
exactly,
our launch.
right? It's like
and
a
I literally,
heartwarming thing.
Like, at our launch, I put the mic out during our first song, and people sung the lyrics, and I was just like, am I dead
Like
right now?
Yeah, it's like, what's
Am
wrong?
I alive?
Yeah.
Is this real?
You write it expecting no one to hear it, you know?
It's insane. And people also were singing lyrics that we hadn't even released yet. So they've obviously come to our show and watched like songs beforehand, one of our 500 million shows we played, and have listened to the lyrics, and they were singing the lyrics, and it's not even released. So that was amazing. Like, it's the most touching thing in the world.
Yeah.
It really is. Can't even believe it.
Especially when it means so much to you, you know?
That's it. Yeah, that's what's so good. It's amazing.
Yeah.
That's the difference with the cover thing, because like when we were doing covers, when everyone's going like, "Oh, we're halfway there," like it's so.
Bon Jovi.
We never did that. I don't know why I'm saying
Why
that.
did you come up with that?
That's the best
With the
song.
summer of
69. Oh yeah.
better one.
That's I don't know why I say that song. But like, it's classic. Everyone knows the song's great, awesome. We love it. We have a good time. We party, whatever. But like, when you're doing it to original music, it's just insane. It's such an amazing
I
feeling.
couldn't imagine it on a bigger scale, you know? Like you see the Chili Peppers or someone
Oh,
like that.
it gives me
And
goosebumps.
they're just like,
That's
and
it.
everyone's singing to it. And
And it's like a choir in an arena, and you're like, what is this? We went to Florence and the Machine when she came, and it was literally like it was like an exorcism, her show. It was just so overwhelming. It was incredible. And we were in the front row. We touched her as she went past. It was so emotional.
So
But like, she gets a whole arena to feel like best friends. Like, when everybody left that show, everyone was holding hands and singing together. Like, we still have friends now that we met outside the show in the line. Like, she just brings people together, you know?
But that's what's so good though, right? That's a stage presence.
Yeah,
But it's where you have to
she's
go
wonderful
up and you
stage
just have to interact with the crowd, and you just have to make sure everyone's having a great time. Because if you don't make sure, if someone's having a bad time, they'll walk away from and be like, oh, that was a shit gig.
Yeah.
But you just gotta make sure everyone's like, no, that was good.
Yeah.
That
But
was
then it's
really
also a
good.
lot on the artist, because like, if they're again having that shit week or whatever, they got to come on stage and give everything.
That's it.
Like, we might be literally on the verge of breaking up. We have to go out on stage, give everything. Like, it's really full on, but it's awesome.
That's exactly it. And that's
We're not on the verge of breaking
Okay.
up. Wow.
Oh my God, I got so worried. Jeez, are you trying to tell me something?
It's like crying.
Infra-Red exclusive.
Tell me
We're
something
actually
I
breaking up.
don't know. No.
Damo, so what's your favorite song between
Yeah,
you
what's
both?
your favorite one?
Yeah,
In the world,
Of
or
all
one of
time?
our songs?
Yeah, your songs. And
Oh,
we'll play it.
scary.
Oh, well, you have a
Young
YouTube
Love's the
channel
new
as well?
single.
Young Love's new single, but Bloodstream has a cool video clip.
Yeah, Bloodstream's a video.
Yeah, let's do Bloodstream.
Okay, we'll
Right.
watch some Bloodstream then.
All right,
We'll
let's
see
do it.
the,
We'll play it. And then,
This is the video
I
clip.
just gotta do something real quick.
yep. And once we,
Before I
when
do
we
anything, I just gotta do the desktop audio. There we go. So the audience can hear it at home.
Hey.
Oh, this is so cool.
Yep, so
you guys
they-
are so set up.
so
I
they-
love
yeah.
it. It's amazing.
no, we could be
try.
more set up.
No, it's
should be
so
more,
good.
So they can hear us over the top as well.
They should. Yeah, they can hear you as talking. You can talk through this if you want to.
These dancers we got, and they
Are they from
was-
Wappa?
they're literally all like 17, 16, 15. They're all like so young and so talented. And we found them at a dance school, and they were so excited to be doing the music video, but they're all literally so incredible.
Did you play the Rosemount a lot back in the day?
Yeah, we just played it 2 weeks ago, actually.
Okay.
It was awesome. This is our drummer Riley, bloody legend. That's me in the middle. A guy called John Rousselet shot this, and he's absolutely brilliant. We did this at Johnny Marr Studios. Oh, there's Aaron.
It's our first video clip.
That's our bassist Liam. We love Pink.
This Grace trying really hard.
Shut up. It's very.
This is amazing so far, though.
Thank you. This girl's Laura. She's now like 19 and she's like going to be huge.
She's amazing.
An incredible dancer. Those are so good, those dances.
So cool.
And then they're coming to attack me. It's all a bit of a metaphor. Never know what's coming.
Dude, those are so hard to do. It's insane.
Oh, this was so hard to not laugh through this whole part in the filming process. Sweating. He looks a little there. Yeah.
It's amazing, though. Like, just
I love this. This is like a massive metaphor.
Grace only had one take of this and she's trying not to laugh
It
so
was
hard.
so hard. One take to get paint all over me. That was the hardest.
So we only had one of those dresses.
that's amazing.
Last shot is really
Holy
cool.
crap.
Love that. Just covered in like blood
Or red paint.
or red paint.
So what's the
Whatever you
story behind that song?
Oh, interesting. That song.
We hated each other for like a week and then I wrote it.
Yeah, Aaron wrote that song about me and I have to sing it.
Yeah.
Isn't that shit?
That's beautiful.
This is like the worst thing ever. It's such a mean song. But like I love it because when I sing it about him, so it's fine. No, not really.
like
It's actually
turntables.
really powerful. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's powerful when you sing it and like you're mad and you just get it out. But like, you know, it's funny when you sing songs and you think that like it'll take you back to that place in time. But like when we sing our songs, like if we're in a good headspace, it's so much fun. But then it can also be hard singing such raw emotional songs when you're not in a good headspace and you're like, this is really taking me back to a time and place right now. Like sometimes it actually really can.
We do one of our songs that still gets us today. We wrote it about like when we were, I don't know, having mental issues and
Yeah, a lot of mental health stuff.
just like being sad all the time. And
Was
all
that
stuff.
during COVID?
No, this was like
just
years
before
ago.
it, actually.
We were like
Maybe like-
21, 22.
No, it was like August 2019.
Was that when we wrote Wolves?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm
That's
going
when we
insane.
released it. But we wrote it. Okay, I guess we
Yeah.
wrote it earlier in the year. But it was just, yeah.
We were just going through a really tough time and I think there was a lot of stuff going on in our life and we just felt really trapped just in life and it was just a really hard time and we wrote the song Wolves and it's just like it was such a healing. It was weird when you write a song and you literally feel like it's a cathartic experience, like you feel healed after it. It's
Every
really
time,
interesting.
like even at rehearsals, we cried to it. It's
Like
crazy.
I actually feel sorry for the boys. Like the other day in
insane.
rehearsal we played Wolves and I literally started sobbing and everyone had to leave the room.
yeah.
Like it just happens.
But that's still, it's a good thing in a way because it's like for example, with me and DJing, right? Where it's like something will happen and like, you know, I don't know how to express myself. But then when I go out and play a gig and I get to play the music that I want to play, then I can actually throw my emotion and feeling. Because as I said, with 32,000 songs, you know,
Wow.
it's like I get to play some of it. But when I get to play the songs that I actually want to play, that's it.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
And so I'll do a shout out to Long Chim's, right? And I play at a Thai restaurant in the city, in the state buildings. And when I go and play there, they literally give me free reign to do whatever I want.
Sick.
they also give you free food because that would
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
Wow.
It's actually like some of the best Thai food in
Oh my
Perth,
God.
It's the best
I need
thing
that
ever.
address. We need to go.
Yeah, we're going.
Yeah, actually, come down when
We'll
I'm
come
playing.
watch a DJ. Yes.
come on,
Sick.
Because the thing is, it's like, even though I'm set up like on a milk crate and I'm like on a little picnic table to the side, when I go and DJ, it's like what I said, if I'm not having fun, then the crowd doesn't see that I'm having fun. So when I go there, I just throw myself into it. I might get a little bit tipsy, but I throw myself into it to the point where I just play what I want to play, which is usually 60s to 90s, right?
Yeah.
And I'll just, one song after the other, it's like the lyrics, like, it's hard to explain, but it's like with DJing, sometimes, I try to say this to a mate, but it's almost like being a musician in a way. And when I say that, it's like, if you go and play a 1 hour set, you go play a 1 hour set, you probably play 30 songs. But when you go play a 6 hour set or a 5 hour set, you choose what songs you want to play and you take the crowd on that journey.
Yeah.
So when I play like really emotional, down tempo, this and that, like sort of stuff that really affects me, like old school Pink Floyd and all sorts of stuff, then it's like, I can kind of like, it's me expressing my emotions, my feelings to the crowd.
That's so cool, man.
And then
It's
just
really cool.
and just not, just one song after the other. It's like cutting them in half or just playing like the breakdown or just playing certain parts and just like
Stuff that gets to you.
That's exactly
I actually
it.
didn't. You gave me like a new insight into DJ because I don't know anything about the DJ world and it's really cool.
Well, the thing is like there's so many like, this is controversial, but there's so many DJs out there. It's like, they just go out and they just play party pop stuff. But it's like what I said, like when you go and get to play gigs that you want to play, when it's like, as I said, to a Thai restaurant and you get to full on express yourself and play whatever you want, then you can actually just do your thing in your own unique way.
That's literally why we play original music and not so much of the cover gigs anymore.
That's it,
Yeah.
right? Because then when you go out, it's like, do you guys play Wolves Out and About at all?
We used to play it. Actually, we used to play a couple of originals in our cover sets, and people would sometimes really get around them and be like, "Oh, who's this by?" or whatever, and we'd be like, "It's a sneaky original."
But when they're dancing to it, though,
it's beautiful.
and you see it, it's like, oh my god, this is so emotional. Like this is
Yeah.
so just
It
gets
really
to
is
you.
cool.
It hits.
is cool.
It hits, Shell.
But that song is the one that I said, like, that was the first song we played at our launch the other week. And when I like held the mic out and everyone started singing the lyrics, like it was so hard to hold it together.
Yeah.
I was like, hold it together, it's the first song.
That's it.
I know.
Song one, don't cry. Yeah.
But it hits you like a brick, right? And you're
Yeah, it
just like,
was
oh my god, you're
huge.
just like, straight in the heart. Like,
Seriously.
Dude,
so
and then
amazing.
the second note I messed up, eh? See, I still remember that.
yeah.
For goodness sake.
I got out there, played the first note right, second note, wrong note. Ah!
Then afterwards he was up till 6 a.m. with a very amazing musician. I went to bed at 3. These guys were up till 6. Aaron falls on my tent, crushes me in the tent.
It's like,
and I was like,
"Open up."
get off the tent.
Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
Anyone at Nanup was wondering who was the one running around being like, can I please have another drink? It was me.
Get me
sorry.
a cigarette. Get me a cigarette. Oh, you
It wasn't for
bloody
me,
lunatic.
Mum. That wasn't for me. I swear. Wink.
Shout out to Dan House.
All right, so we've got 10 minutes left, right?
More shout outs.
Let's play another song.
Yeah,
Let's dissect
Do you want us to
it.
play one live?
Yeah.
We've got the
Wait,
guitar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you got guitars.
Can I run
Yeah.
to the bathroom first?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course,
yeah.
yeah.
No, you
Wait,
cannot go to
Where
the
is
bathroom.
Is there a
Or what is
bathroom?
it number?
Aaron, can you hold it 10 minutes?
Yeah, anywhere in the bush. The lady
Yeah,
like
man.
use the
I
bathroom.
needed the mic.
The bush, Aaron. Goodness
So wait,
sake.
you have an acoustic guitar?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you can play it live.
We can
yeah.
play one. Otherwise, we don't have to do that. We can also just show you one.
I mean, you can do what you want. Like it's your thing.
We have the acoustic. I mean, we may as well. But like,
If you want to.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. Now I feel
No,
awkward
you-
playing a live song.
No, it'd be-
I'm literally forcing you. Let us to play a live song.
No, it'd be amazing. I want that.
You want it?
I want it. Yeah.
You have to tell me you want it, otherwise we're
Yeah,
not doing
let's-
it.
I want it. Let's do it.
Oh, we just have to wait for Aaron to stop
That's
peeing in
a
the
highlight
bush.
in itself.
Done. What should we play? Imagine if we played a cover song after all the shit I just talked about cover songs.
Just play Dreams by Fleetwood Mac.
Literally. My friend actually does the most incredible cover of Dreams. She does it a cappella and 3-part harmony, and it's like a whole different version of it. And that I would listen to like on repeat.
Okay, that sounds
very cool. You've got to get her in. I'll give you all these names.
Yes, please.
Shout out to Stacey Ann. Yeah.
So shout out to who?
Stacey Ann music.
Stacey?
Amazing.
Okay.
Which one do you want to play?
Oh no, they'll do a live one.
Oh no, but I mean like any. Does this like inspire any songs you want to play? Like,
Well, we could play Wolves, one we've just been talking about.
Yeah, let's play that. Yeah,
let's do Wolves.
We could do that.
Let's do Wolves. Yeah.
Aaron doesn't sing in that one. I just
Yeah, but
sing
he
that one.
seems to have like a
So
huge
Aaron
bladder
sings as
though.
well.
He is such a beautiful singer,
We
and
didn't even
like
go into that.
I know
had no idea.
but he kept saying how shit he is, but he's actually not. He's such a great. At our launch, he started singing, and everyone went wild because he never sings, and he was singing. It was so beautiful.
That's because they like me.
No, they love your amazing, powerful, beautiful voice. Should we do Wolves?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, that's.
I haven't warmed up now. I've been talking for an hour and a half. All right.
Yeah,
Sorry,
water.
Damien. Just if you've got earphones on, that would not have sounded very
No,
good.
you're fine. That's their problem. That's their problem, not mine.
Done. Where should we sing into the mic? Just where we've been talking the whole time?
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
it's fine.
right.
I mean, are
Chill.
you singing at all, mate, or no? Okay, well then.
Lay down. Yeah.
No, you can do what you want. Let me adjust Michael.
This is our friend Joe's guitar. It's very kindly doesn't know that we're actually using it. He doesn't know we're using it right now. Thanks, Joe.
Joe.
Cheers, Joe.
Thanks so much, Joe, for the guitar. We love you. I can't believe it goes this fast. Like an hour and a half or something like that.
Yeah, it does.
It's
Yeah.
insane. It's ridiculous.
That's
Yep.
not so bad.
I'm gonna go to the bush.
Oh,
Yep.
You want some deodorant, bro?
Oh,
Smell
yeah.
like shit?
That'd be awesome.
we're leaving in 10 minutes, so nothing's going to change.
Are we still on? We're still on.
No,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
fine. Yeah, we're fine.
Hey, we're still on.
Oh, well, everyone just saw that.
Deodorant?
That's great.
I smell so bad.
I can't even smell it. My nose
Good.
is funny.
It's gonna like add to the authenticity of your
There you
song,
go.
bro.
There you go.
Hopefully I remember the lyrics.
We're so authentic.
I'm nervous now. I overthink things. All right. Is it in tune?
Yeah, you want to play?
Right, here we go.
Yes.
we go.
Infra-Red exclusive. Here we go. So excited.
You weigh me down with your breath. Am I a fool to trust again? I drag myself to this place, but I will not accept this fate. Sleep tonight in the middle of a hurricane. When the wolves come out, are we the ones to blame? Hold me in the light. There's no need to fight. Take these pains from my chest. I will learn to love again. This house is tainted with tears. Is happiness the absence of fear? We tread lightly to stay afloat. I'm afraid to find myself, 'cause I'll have to let you go. Sleep tonight in the middle of a hurricane. When the wolves come out, are we the ones to blame? Hold me in the light. There's no need hurricane when the wolves come out? Are we the ones to blame? Are we the ones? Oh, hold me in the light. There's no need to fight low. Take these pains from my chest. I will learn to love again. Hold me in the light. There's no need to fight. Take these pains from my chest. I will learn to love again.
Wow. Wow. Oh my God. Wow. Oh my God. I see exactly what you guys mean with the emotion, the feeling into it. That's beautiful.
Oh, thank you so
That's
much.
amazing.
Thank you so much.
Oh my God. I had goosebumps the whole fucking time.
Thank you so
wow.
much.
Like, you throw yourself into it and the way you're playing, it's beautiful.
Oh, thank you, my friend.
Like, holy shit. I'm stunned.
Oh,
What do you
thank
think,
you.
Damo? Like, that was amazing.
Yeah, it sounded really good. I thought it was
That's-
really
that
amazing.
sounds
I was
really
writing.
good.
I had to do some audio engineering without hearing the headphones. So I was just riding the fader. But it was
Fair enough. I
amazing.
probably would have belted some of that. And
That was
red,
great.
red.
That was good. I was just like, God, I hope this sounds amazing. I was like, it sounds amazing here. I hope the audience hears how amazing
Oh,
it is.
thing, that
Oh,
was
thanks,
beautiful.
Damien.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
That was
That's
it was really
amazing.
incredible.
Thank you so much for having us. We had so much fun. This has just been the best.
I know. I
Bloody loved it.
long chats. This just feels like a hangout, which is
Yeah.
Yeah,
sick.
that's
It's
what
So
I'm-
good.
It's like
wanted
a
it to
rogue
be like, but oh
experience.
my God.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
is.
There you go.
From peeing in the bushes to beautiful moments.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should get a bucket of piss and it'd make it even more like Joe Rogan.
Oh.
Oh my
Or
god.
I'll just do an Ari and do it in a bottle.
Oh my god.
Off camera.
So
Oh
cute.
my God. Miss
We
out.
actually
Wow.
met Ari. That was a fun time.
Yeah, we did. I
Yeah.
got so shy. I couldn't speak. Just like,
I had to translate. I go, so this is Aaron. He's the biggest fan. Aaron couldn't speak.
But-
It was a great moment.
Wow, though. Wow.
Oh, thanks, Alex.
Oh, what a way to that's a real like full stop at the end of an episode. Eh?
Oh my goodness.
What a way to
Thank
end
you,
it. That's
guys.
beautiful.
thanks, guys.
Legit. Like, wow. I'm stunned. Honestly. Like, I had
Oh
no
my
idea your voice
God.
would sound like that. And then, like, the way you're playing the guitar is just, it's so sparkly. Like, it's so good.
I'm a huge fan of Twilight. Huge fan.
Wow. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow.
As in the movie? You love the movie?
No, the time of day.
Oh, I see.
All right. Well,
All right.
yeah, let's
Yeah.
end it on that. That's
Thank you so much for
Thank
having
you,
us.
Alex.
Yeah,
Thanks,
appreciate it.
Damien.
Thank
No,
you
thank
guys
you so
Jamie.
much. So all my mates are saying how amazing that was.
Aw,
Lynn is saying
thank
that was
you.
incredible, right?
That
now.
was
Wow.
incredible.
Oh, thank
Thank
you
you,
so
Finn.
much.
Like,
Thank you.
Yeah. That was so cool. That was so
Oh,
cool.
good. That's amazing.
Holy shit. All right. So, this is episode
72.
72 of the Infra-Red podcast. Thank you guys so much.
Thank
for
you,
coming
Alex.
on.
Thanks, Damien. Damie, love your
Damien.
work.
Yeah, Jamie, yeah. And
Thank you.
Let's do
next
it
year,
again.
yeah, that's exactly it.
love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, year's time would be awesome just to see what's happened with the
That's
world
exactly
and stuff.
it.
Be amazing.
Yeah. With the guests that shine, that's
Sweet.
what I try and do. I get them back on so I can see their progress and then talk about everything. And
That'd be
That'd be
great.
so cool. That'd be awesome.
yeah, thank you guys so much.
Thank you. The Perth Joe. The Perth Joe Rogan.
Hey.
Don't say that too loud.
It's like, this is the best. Everyone needs to come on this. It's
when,
so
I, when I
good.
start hitting like 20,000 views, then you
Yeah.
can start
And
saying
then get
that.
like a massive Spotify deal. Like,
That's it. And start raking the money in.
it's so good.
Before we end, Gregor Byrne says thanks, Grace. Thanks, Grace and Aaron, for the evening entertainment.
Oh my God, we love Greg. Hi, Greg.
then
Sending
Jenny-
love.
Hi, Greg.
Jenny Davies goes, thanks, Grace and Aaron. Love your music.
Oh, Jenny's the
We love you, Jenny.
best. Jenny, we actually met at the Florence and the Machine show. Jenny's amazing. Yeah.
And Fernie goes, petition to get Aaron to sing more, please.
Yes.
We're gonna start-
We should do that.
yes, We're gonna get a petition going.
Come on.
Done.
Next time, Aaron's singing. I'm not doing anything.
As in a year's time,
Next
Aaron will be
time, yeah.
singing.
Yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that's
I better take some vocal lessons.
Thanks for
I'll play the shaker.
But yeah, thank you guys so much
Thank
for coming
you.
on. That
Thank
was
you.
that was amazing.
Good night,
That was-
everyone.
that
Good
was-
night.
Hey, wave to the camera. Yeah, that's what we do now.
Yeah.
Bye.
All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow with James Connolly and the Hoff.
And the Hoff. Not David. Not the Hassler.
I can't remember his first name. Scott, I think it is.
Dude, if he goes by the Hoff, does it fucking matter to know what his first name is?
But both these guys though, James Connolly has actually he's been in the top 25 bartenders of Australia.
Oh my gosh, I wish I was here for a cocktail.
For like 3 years in a row.
Dude,
Might have.
Does he do it on YouTube?
No, I don't think so, no.
I saw someone who's Australian who does it on YouTube, and I steal all his cocktails.
When have you ever made me a cocktail? I make the cocktail.
in my head.
But then, so the Hoff, he is actually one of the best flair bartenders in Australia as well.
Wow.
So he like can flick glasses up and do this and do that and pour stuff. So
That's
What?
sick.
yeah, it's going to be
Why
very
didn't we do a
interesting.
double show? I would have loved to have been to that.
Yeah. Well, we had to go buy alcohol for him tomorrow as well. Like,
Well, that's handy. At least you got it. Have a cocktail.
It's going to be interesting. It's going to be a lot of fun.
That's awesome.
But still, thank you guys so much for coming on.
Thank you.
This has been a beautiful episode.
I loved it.
Really good.
Bloody loved it.
Yeah.
This feels so much more genuine than some stuff we've done like recently with interview wise and stuff. Like this is so beautiful. Are we still on?
Yeah, we are.
Oh my god.
I agree with her though. Yeah, fuck everyone else. This is the best.
Shit. Oh my god.
Hopefully no one's watching.
Just wave for the camera. Wave for the camera.
All right, yeah, we're wrapping up. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Any more bridges?
Gotcha.
Thank you.